The Las Vegas Raiders have been down bad lately, not having won their division or even a playoff game since the year I was born. But things finally might be looking up again for the Raiders, hiring Pete Carroll as their head coach, and of course trading for Geno Smith. I know a lot of people don't like that move, but maybe I'm just a biased Seahawks fan, I don't know. But even after those two moves that I do like, there are still a lot of issues with this team, especially on the defensive side of the ball. So today, we are going to see how the future could play out for this Raiders team, having a good draft last year, adding a few pieces this year, and with a high pick in the upcoming NFL draft. And of course, our goals are to make this a good team, to try to make this the highest overall team in the league, aka the best roster. And we are going to see in these next 10 seasons, not only if we can win the Raiders a playoff game, but their first Super Bowl in over 40 years. But really fast, before we get into this, be sure to leave a like on the video if you enjoy. It sounds weird, but it really helps out the channel. And we got to over 2,000 likes on the last Raiders rebuild I did not that long ago. And let's see if we can get to 3,000 likes on this video. It'll let me know y'all want to see a Raiders 20-year rebuild. It would be only my second ever 20-year rebuild. I'm setting a high goal because those take forever to do. But yeah, 3,000 likes to let me know y'all want to see that. But also, massive thank you for 80,000 subscribers. That's wild. Expect something fun coming soon. It might take me a while, but it's something I teased a little while ago as a thank you for 80K. And I mean, we're getting closer and closer to 100K, so be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Because if you like rebuilds, that's all I do on the channel. And then very last thing, you know what? I'll give a shout out. I'll say shout out to Brittany for being the last person to suggest this. Possibly someone on their mom's account or something, but like, and if you want to shout out or if you just want to let me know what you want to see next, let me know that down in the comments. But let's finally get into this. I feel the need to say this in every Geno Smith related rebuild I do, but I think he might be, or I think I might be the biggest Geno Smith defender on earth. And I know, I'm sure those who disagree with me probably don't want to hear it, but everyone complains about how many red zone picks he threw last year. He threw 5 in the guy the Seahawks replaced him with in Sam Darnold threw 4. I don't hear people complaining about that being an issue with Sam Darnold. Not to fully make this about the Seahawks, but I just want to say, I think Geno Smith is very overhated. I do think the interceptions are an issue, but I definitely think that'll go way down with what should be a much better surrounding cast here, and a much less pass-heavy offense, a much less predictable offense. It's easier for the defense to get interceptions when they know you're gonna pass damn near every play. But alright, that's all I wanted to say. Just wanted to give my once-a-month Geno Smith rant. Let's get to the draft, and this should be an interesting one. But alright, in the draft, we of course pick at number 6. As always, a weird simulation for Madden. We had the number 1 pick. I had to trade it down to the Raiders' actual pick. At least the Jaguars didn't go like 13-4 like they usually do. But we'll see what these teams do ahead of us. The Buccaneers ended up with the 2nd pick for some reason, but we'll just see who's available. Michael Williams at 4? Oh, I don't know about that one. Damn it, the Raiders took Ted McMillan. Well, the reason I said the Raiders are such an interesting team, I might have said this in the last Raiders rebuild I did. I guess it's kind of interesting for a lot of these teams up there, because there really isn't a consensus for what a lot of these teams are gonna do. Last year it was very chalk, it was very predictable up until like the Falcons pick. This year there are like 3 players each team could pick in the top, I don't know, 10, maybe debatably every pick in the first round. Also, the Titans made the playoffs here. I should mention that. The number 1 pick holder in real life. But this is kind of tough. Travis Hunter is available still. I don't know about that one. Shedeur Sanders, though. That's maybe a little more. I mean, it's more realistic that he would be here. I don't think they would take him, though. I was definitely thinking about going corner, though. I did set it as our 3-star scout position, so I might go Will Johnson. He's been kind of slipping, but I do think he is a good corner. I just don't like to take players that I don't realistically think would be here. We could go Ashton Genty, but I want to switch it up. The last Raiders rebuild I did, I also took Ashton Genty. I think I am gonna go Will Johnson. This isn't what I would do if these players were all here, obviously, but I want to be fun, all right? I don't think I've ever used Will Johnson in a rebuild before. I always seem to take the same players with our top 10 picks in rebuilds, so let's switch it up. Let's go Will Johnson. Could be realistic. If you don't like this because I'm not taking the player you want. I don't know. I did Ashton Genty in the last Raiders rebuild I did. Go watch that one. So let's go Will Johnson here. Let's be creative, because I mean, the Raiders pretty desperately need a corner. But round 2, I might go with another player I don't think I've ever used in a rebuild before. Maybe once. I think I'm gonna go Carson Schwessinger. We could also go with a defensive tackle, though. How about Tyleik Williams? Either him or Darius Alexander. I'll go Tyleik Williams, though, out of Ohio State. I must not have ever changed his speed after I downloaded these rosters. Some of the ratings are a little jank, but I just stole draft classes a while ago and have been editing them for a while. They're mostly my own now, but there's still some weird stuff. But we'll take Tyleik Williams. And let's finally take a receiver, something I could have done in the last couple rounds, but again, I feel like switching it up today. I didn't feel like taking the same players over and over. Let's go Jalen Knoll out of Iowa State. I've said it a few times before, but I love the Iowa State players this year, at least a few of them. So let's go Jalen Knoll. I'll probably take another receiver to pair with him, but hidden dev sounds good. But all right, here is a look at the team heading into year 1. We're an 80 overall. I don't know that we immediately improved the team too much through the draft, but you know, we got at least one immediate starter. I wish we would have done more with the offensive line, but by round 2, there weren't really any great ones left. But we added a couple immediate starters on defense, so that's good. I gotta figure out who I'm gonna start at corner. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But either way, we're looking solid. I don't think we're gonna be great this year. At least we shouldn't be, but I guess you never know in Madden. We probably should go something like 6-11, 7-10 this year, but let's get to the midseason point and we'll see how this team does. But okay, at the midseason, go figure, we're 6-1. We are massively overperforming. We have the best run game in the league? Huh? I thought we would have the worst. I did not know how Raheem Mostert would do it in Madden. Pretty well. It looks like we are just very run heavy. Sincere McCormick is doing fine for a RB2 in Madden. That's wild. Geno Smith doing very well. Man, I wish we used Brock Bowers a little more. I might do what I did in the last Raiders rebuild. I might just make him the #1 slot receiver. It's tough because they also have Jacoby Myers, a slot, but I guess we'll just do this. That's fine. They also have Trey Tucker, who was primarily a slot receiver at Cincinnati. Like, it's just a team of slots. But all right, massively overperforming. I don't think this is gonna hold up. I didn't even mention that we have the best defense in the league in terms of points per game. That's gonna fall off because we're way worse in terms of yards. Also, the Eagles have the 2nd worst defense in the league, the worst pass D. What a well-made game. But yeah, amazing start. I don't know if this is gonna hold up, but I guess we'll find out. But for re-signings, who are we gonna have? Colton Miller, Jacoby Myers. Did they pay Jacoby Myers? I'll check. Dylan Parham, Jack Jones, we'll see. Other than that, though, Devin White, I guess. I just do not get it with Devin White. But I'll go 3 years, 64 for Colton Miller. He takes it. Jacoby Myers, he's 28. He's a good receiver, but again, we have a lot of slot receivers. I would go, I guess, 2 years, 22. That's fine. Keep him until he's 30. And then Dylan Parham, I'll go 3 years, 29. That's super cheap. But everyone else will see. But again, like I said, I don't think we're going to keep this up, but I guess we'll find out. Let's get to the end of the year and we will see what happens. I need to predict more. I was going to say, knowing Madden, we are going to choke horribly and finish 10-7. And what do you know? We lose to the Jets and Jaguars in weeks 17 and 18. I need to predict things more. What a first season of simulation. 3 9-8 teams and an 8-9 team in the playoffs. Gotta love Madden. We damn near miss them. I mean, we shouldn't have been a playoff team this year to begin with, but after being 6-1, you know what? I guess I'm glad we only finished 10-7 based on how good how bad our roster is. But Geno Smith had a pretty bad second half of the year. Probably not going to be our QB of the future here. Started off strong, but Raheem Mostert was a monster for some reason. I mean, he was good a couple years ago for the Dolphins, and for the 49ers a while ago. But I mean, he's 33. Like, I don't know. I guess you never know. We'll definitely look to draft a running back this year. I thought about it last year, but again, we just had so many needs. We took Taj Washington, or Taj Brooks. I don't know if he'll develop much here. But Jacoby Myers, 950 yards, only 680 for Bowers, even after I put him as the slot. Really? Knoll was fine. We really just didn't pass much. I guess that's kind of our issue. But DJ Glaze was horrible. Everyone else was okay. Powers Johnson, 6 sacks from center. That's not great. Colin Miller was our best lineman, though. The rare time where your highest overall lineman actually does the best. But Elandon Roberts led the team in tackles, 1 away from 100. 16 TFLs for Crosby, 15 sacks for Crosby led the team, 8.5 for Kuntz, only 3 for Wilkins. To be fair, I don't know how many he usually gets. More than that, apparently, at least 1 year. But 4 picks for Jack Jones led the team. Looks like we're gonna be re-signing him. Same with Devin White, 3 for him. DeCamerion Richardson also with 3 picks, 2 for Chin, Polamalu, JJ Russell, 1 for Will Johnson, 1 for Trey Taylor. Just the most random players got picks this year. Sure, man, whatever. I mean, if White and Jones can gain dev traits, if Jones can get superstar, White can get star, I'll re-sign him. But Mahomes wins MVP. Big surprise, division rival. I mean, he wins MVP a lot, but I'm sure he's gonna win every one here. Mac Jones on the Titans. Yeah, they couldn't get Cam Ward because they picked at 24 for some reason, so that's tough. I mean, to be fair, if they did well, why didn't they just stick with Will Levis? If he did well enough for them to, you know, make the playoffs, I don't know. But Rashee Rice, Offensive Player of the Year. A.T. Perry at number 4. Malachi Corley at 6. Already off to a hot start in this 10-year rebuild. Myles Garrett beats out Max Crosby by 1 for Defensive Player of the Year. Cam Ward for the Jets. That's unique. He wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. Noel at 7. That's cool. But Nick Scorton on the Ravens wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. I could see that. Well, I don't know about Defensive Rookie of the Year. I just mean him on the Ravens. But Will Johnson at 9. Again, what a first season. What a simulation masterclass here. I don't think we're gonna go super far in the playoffs, at least we shouldn't, but that's fine. It's only year 1. But we're gonna be taking on the Colts in the wild card. Do I already want to change our offensive playbook? Our offense was pretty horrible. I don't know if I want to be this run heavy in Madden at least. We'll see. But all right, let's see if we can beat the Colts and move on to the divisional. We lose 20-17. I'm kind of glad. I don't want to be good yet. I'd rather be good when we deserve it. But we had a Buccaneers-Colts Super Bowl. Let me remind you, the Buccaneers had the number 2 pick last year. What was this first year? They didn't win the Super Bowl, even though that's what that said up at the top there, but the Colts win the Super Bowl 34-31. Anthony Richardson, Super Bowl MVP. Awesome. Cool. No complaints. But all right, for the rest of our re-signings, somehow Jack Jones didn't get superstar. I mean, he did so well, we have to re-sign him. 2 years, 16, he takes it. I'm not going to pick up the 5th year for Tyree Wilson. Did look a little better last year, but I don't know. JJ Russell didn't get star. I mean, I'll re-sign him. He did well. Devin White did get star. I don't want to give him a 5-year deal, though. I'll go 2 years, 18. He takes it. Okay. I don't know if he'll repeat that season, and he definitely won't develop, but maybe he'll play well again. If not, whatever. We have the cap space. But all right, let's get into free agency. Oh yeah, and let me see, what other dev traits did we get? Surprisingly, Raheem Mostert didn't retire. He did regress a bunch, but still kicking at 34 as a speed back. But let's see, I don't think we gained any other dev traits. Will Johnson has superstar. I think he just had that though. Yeah, he definitely didn't do well enough to gain it, at least statistically. So no other dev traits gained, just Devin White. Definitely didn't expect that, but what should we look to upgrade? Maybe safety? Polamalu did get 2 picks though. Just all of our low overall players did well, so it's hard to find upgrades. Probably right tackle and receiver. Oh, this is a weird free agent class. Greg Rousseau, I guess his contract isn't in Madden, so I need to remember to update that at some point, but Kirby Joseph, Brian Robinson, and then there's a pretty quick fall off after that. We do need a running back. How does Brian Robinson do? Actually pretty well. I've seen lately a lot of people calling him garbage. I think he had like 1 bad game, and that was a lot of casuals only time watching him, but overall I think he's an upgrade over what we have, and he's developed here. Even though Mostert did well last year, we're kind of desperate for running back. The Cardinals have a big offer for him though. I might go Dameon Pierce. He does pretty well a lot of the time, but other than that, it's slot receivers. Christian Watson, I might just draft a receiver. We'll see, but there are some right tackles, thankfully. Every time lately I've signed Taylor Moton, he's been garbage. He used to be like one of the best performing players in Madden. Not anymore for some reason, at least for me. Ryan Ramczyk is probably going to retire, so I don't want to sign him. I don't want to just sign Caleb McGarry for the millionth time, but we might have to. Either that or we'll He hasn't allowed a single sack in this franchise. Year 0, he allowed 0. This year, he allowed 0. Also, I don't know why it shows 2019 specifically. For all linemen, it shows either 2018 or 19. I don't know why. Unless he wasn't the starter for the Falcons, that's pretty good. I don't know why they would have replaced him, though. I don't think they did. Why is he such a... Like, he's a pure run blocker. Why is he, like, the best pass blocker in simulation? This game drives me insane. It's always the opposite of what you would expect. Always happens. But other than that, I mean, we could sign Kirby Joseph, but our secondary did so well. I'd rather save the money for bigger issues in the future. So just a couple budget signings. I mean, at the positions we need, I didn't really see much. So Dameon Pierce, Kayla McGarry, neither of them sign. How about now? Okay, we get Kayla McGarry, and we do get Dameon Pierce. Cool. But all right, in the draft, we pick at number 21. That's an interesting top 6. Like, over half of those teams had a winning record this past year and are looking up, but sure. When I saw this draft class, I got worried that I accidentally left prospect storylines off and it would do the top 5 talent glitch, but these are just 3 of the top 5 talents. Now, they're projected to go super high and we can't get them, but it's interesting to see. But let's see, I focus scouted Evan Rayburn, first round talent, Will Carter, first to second round talent corner, and who was the third one? It was a guard. Teron Sharp, first to second round talent. Pretty good focus scouts. I don't know what we're gonna do with this first round pick, though. We might end up trading back. Depends who's available. Ooh, there's some good looking running backs later. Carl Charles. That'll be fun to say. Theo Hill. Didn't the Bengals have a Theo, or Jeremy Hill? That's who I'm thinking of. Why'd I think Theo? I guess they also had Giovanni Bernard. I guess I'm getting that mixed up. I don't know. Let's get to pick 21. I don't know what I'm gonna do here. We really kind of equally need every single position, which is kind of sad, but it's other than edge, like, really nothing's off the table. In running back here, at least, and tight end. Okay, so there are a few things, but O-line, receiver, QB. I think we're good at corner and safety, even though it's not amazing on paper. Linebacker, we could use one. D-tackle, maybe, but we did just take Tyleik Williams, so probably not. So there are a few positions we shouldn't take, but a lot are on the table here. I might just go with the receiver, but we could probably get a good one round 2. What if we just trade back and take Ezekiel Young and Evan Rayburn, and then Teron Sharp round 3. But I don't know how far I want to trade down. They're both projected to go in the 60s, right? Yeah, Ezekiel Young, 63. There is also Dion Morse. He looks pretty good. There's some good receivers here. Second to third round talent, Enrique Callahan. That's a weird name. Oh, this looks like a pretty good draft class. I'm not gonna lie. I see a lot of players I want to pick. So yeah, let's just get as many draft picks as we can. I'm gonna trade down to like 40? Who is 40? Wait, is 40 us? No, 40's the Broncos, so we'll trade down with the Panthers. Or no, that's 51. I'm stupid. Who's 40? The Seahawks? We're really just the Las Vegas Seahawks here. Their number 1 need is QB. I kind of agree. I'm really screwing over my favorite team here. We're taking a 3 and a 4 from them. They're gonna have like 3 draft picks this year. Like, this is a fair trade. We're not really screwing them in that regard, but they're gonna have no picks this year, so that's tough. But all right, was that someone named Maurice Hurst? Marcus Hurst. I'm getting distracted a lot today. But with this first pick, I think I'm going to take Ezekiel Young. We could maybe trade back a couple more picks, but I don't want to risk it. Good players get picked early. He's only 21 years old out of Auburn. I'm going to manifest hidden dev. A good amount of receivers have normal, especially deep threats, and playmakers, especially playmakers. But thankfully, he's a deep threat. But I'm going to manifest hidden. I'm going to speak it into existence. He's ranked 22. It's too easy. I was hoping he would be ranked a little higher, but at least he is hidden. But all right, I might trade up 53. What rank is... Oh, we're fine, I think. There are a lot of other decent looking safeties. I think Rayburn would last. I just want to see how many strong safeties are going to go. Okay, there's one. I'm getting kind of scared. He's going to go 1 pick ahead of us. Okay, he didn't, thankfully. He does last to pick 53 and a lot of other strong safeties. So let's go Evan Rayburn out of USC, first round talent, ranked 21, normal dev. I knew it. I should have manifested it. When it comes to Madden and like how many mind games I've played with this game, at least with myself, pause. I'm genuinely starting to believe in like manifestation because of Madden. But all right, round 3, should we go sharp? He's not supposed to go until 108, but I guess that is kind of soon. That's next round. I don't really see anyone else I would want. We don't need another safety. We really just need a line. I think I'm going to take him, and then I'm going to take either Gonzalez or McLeod. Probably Gonzalez. I could have maybe looked at QB this year too, but I wanted to get the team better before we get a rookie QB. So Teron Sharp, let's take him. Rank 43, normal dev. That's tough. Ooh, wait. There's a 20-year-old quarterback this year. Call me Bill Belichick because I love me some 20-year-olds, you know what I'm saying? It is so unbelievably easy to develop a 20-year-old player in Madden. It's wild. Even if he isn't good, we might start him. It depends. Depends on how Geno Smith does. Like, if this guy is bad, oh well, it's a late third. We got this pick from trading down, and if it hits, we got our quarterback in the late third by trading down. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna take him. He's probably not all that good. Yeah, ranked 143 and normal dev. All right. Well, we got a backup QB. He was even worse than I expected. That's tough. But all right, last pick. Let's go Brian Gonzalez. He looks really good. Here's a tip. At least in strong draft classes, look at like the first projected undrafted center. A lot of the time there is a good one. Maybe not even necessarily the first, but just like undrafted centers. Also, I should point out, there was one projected drafted center, a second to third rounder. Other than that, it was all UDFAs. There's some worthy of being drafted like Brian Gonzalez, unless I'm missing something. So let's take him. He's only 290, but ranked 86. Okay, I thought he'd be a little better, but does have hidden. We'll take it. But all right, here is how we did in the draft. It was something. It was fine. We got what, 2 late first round talents, or no, we got 1 more later. I did end up getting Carl Charles. I should have taken the other one. I don't want to have to say that this whole time, but he was ranked 25, 76 overall. I might start him. It's a tough decision because he's not going to play well early, but I don't know if we need him to because we're not a good team yet. I mean, we did make the playoffs last year somehow, but I don't think we should have. I don't know. It's just such a weird position to be in. Like, we shouldn't be good, but we were. We have a lot of needs, but we don't have any massive needs. We could commit to being good now, but if we aren't, that could really screw over our future. I feel like we should just build for the future. I think I will start Charles over Pierce. If Charles is absolutely horrible, I'll bench him for Pierce, but we'll see. But yeah, 376 overalls, Teron Sharp 75, Walker's a good backup, I guess. Brian Gonzalez 73. We'll need to figure out how to start at least one of these linemen somewhere. Oh yeah, I also took Lewis and Sims. The only pick I didn't make was a 65 overall, so I guess I should have taken all of them, but classic hidden. Wait, Lewis doesn't have hidden? I didn't look. I just assumed he would have hidden. He only has normal. That's tough. The rare non-hidden dev blocking tight end, unless they're like a 70 or a 64 overall or something. That's unlucky, but let's get into year 2 and we'll see how the team's looking. But all right, here is a look at the team heading into year 2. We had a quarterback competition last preseason. Geno Smith won that, but now that a quarterback competition would make a little more sense, we don't get one. Last year it was Geno versus Aiden O'Connell. It was like a 10 overall difference there. Now it's only a 6 overall difference. I wish we got one, because if Grant Walker won that, I would probably start him, but I don't know if I can justify starting him. Should I? We have so many other rookies, though. I would rather try to get them to win Rookie of the Year. I say so many others. It's 2 others, but it's 2 like important ones that are good. Tough decisions here. Tough decisions. You know what? I'm gonna start Grant Walker. If he sucks, he sucks. Actually, let me check his traits first. If he has bad traits, I won't. They're okay. I think they're better than Geno's, to be fair. It's kind of tough. Geno Smith was bad last year. They did just give him a 2-year extension, but he's older. We'll start Walker. If he sucks, he sucks. But the defense is about the same, just developed a little more. We did, of course, draft Rayburn. We'll start him. We'll see how he does. But all right, let's get to the midseason point. Hopefully we don't suck, but I would kind of understand if we suck. That's a lot of rookies. Okay, we are 4-3 at the midseason. We're really staying firm at an 82 overall. Just won't go up, even though we're starting so many rookies. I don't know. That's fine. But we're doing pretty well again, somehow. Our defense is a little worse this year, but our offense is a little better, so I guess we'll take that trade-off. Grant Walker, that's a lot of picks, but is doing okay. Carl Charles, not great. Only star dev. You know, I'm good. We'll just start Dameon Pierce for the rest of the year, I think. But Brock Bowers, doing what I hoped he would do last year. I kind of wish Ezekiel Young was getting a little more production, but also only star dev. Guess that's better than normal. But who are we going to have to re-sign this year? Okay, well, Max Crosby shouldn't be here, I don't think. But that's fine. Jeremy Chin, he's developed a little bit. He's done okay. Did get a career high in picks. We'll see. He's not interested, though. Michael Mayer, we could trade him. I know he is a trade rumor right now. I don't know if he's going to be traded, though. Has been a trade rumor for months now. Trey Tucker's a backup now. A lot of these guys are just backups. Malcolm Kuntz, we'll see. Geno Smith, should his deal be up? I think there's still one more year, so I'll give him this, which is a lot cheaper than his current deal, but whatever. But Malcolm Kuntz, I'll go 3 years, 39. He did well last year. I just, like, don't really care about the rest of these players. Landon Roberts, he's gonna be 33. I'm good. We're gonna desperately need linebacker, but they played well last year, so I don't know. We'll have to pick up the 5th year for Brock Bowers. That's super cheap, thankfully. But yeah, that's really it. We'll probably finish somewhere around like 9-8, maybe 10-7 again, but we'll see. Okay, not quite. We finished 7-10. You know what? I'm kind of glad. We needed a tank year. This wasn't full tank, but we needed a decent draft pick. Grant Walker, that is a lot of interceptions. 26. Oh. Other than that, he was good, but he developed up to an 80 overall. See what I mean? He wasn't even good, and he developed 9 overall just because he's 20. Like, I need to lower development for 20-year-old players. Like, I would complain about that, but that's something you can control, so I might just remember to lower that. But Dameon Pierce, he was fine, I guess. Not much rushing. 1,200 yards for Brock Bowers, though. 1,000 for Myers. This is what I hoped for last year. I wish Young got more yards than Myers, but oh well. Ooh, even Michael Mayer got some receiving yards. Oh yeah, I guess it used him as our tight end and Bowers as a slot receiver. But the O-line was fine. Powers Johnson and Sharp weren't all that good. Sharp did develop, but he didn't do well. But we had a lot of tackles this year. 129 for Roberts, 17 TFLs for Wilkins, 16 for Crosby, and 20 sacks for Max Crosby led the team. Only 6 for Kuntz. Maybe I regret re-signing him. This is what I was kind of afraid of. 5.5 for Wilkins, 4.5 for Williams. But interceptions, 3 for Will Johnson led the team, 2 for Devin White. He used to put up good numbers for the Buccaneers, but that was mostly due to playing next to Levante David, and they would just use him as a blitzer. But like, at least statistically, he's been a good coverage player here. I mean, interceptions don't equal good coverage, but like, that's all you can really go off of in Madden. But yeah, 2 for Roberts, 2 for White, 2 for Chin, 2 for Richardson, and then 1 for a few players. But MVP goes to Baker Mayfield? I don't know the last time I've seen him win MVP. Never a dull moment in Madden franchise. There's always something really weird happening, but sure. But Lamar wins Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year does go to Max Crosby. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Leonard Hackney for the Titans. Young at 3, Walker at 6, Charles at 8. I wonder if Charles started the full year, would he have won Rookie of the Year? Probably not. I did switch to the Bills offense already, so we were a lot more pass heavy this year, so probably not. But let's see, DeMar Fort for the Patriots wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. No Raiders. We didn't really draft many rookie defensive players. I guess we did draft the safety. What did he do? Was he terrible? He had 1 pick. He was pretty good, actually. 6 pass deflections. That's good for Madden. I'm surprised he wasn't up there. But all right, we still maybe need a quarterback. Also, 2 8-9 teams in the playoffs. This game is so cooked, man. Also a 9-8 team in the Jags. That's fine, just 1, but 2 8-9 teams. But all right, no playoffs this year, despite only getting better than last year. We had a Saints-Ravens Super Bowl. The Ravens absolutely destroyed the Saints. These were the two, no, not these teams, but the Raiders and the Saints were the 2 teams I thought about doing a 10-year rebuild of today, but I've already done a Saints 10-year rebuild. I might do another one, but like I set a light goal for that recently. I didn't check if we hit that. I set light goals and then we hit them, and then I just don't remember that I set them. Eventually I do, but it takes me a while, so I apologize. But speaking of that, I have something fun coming probably tomorrow or in a couple days. We'll see. Probably Tuesday. Expect something really fun Tuesday. Be sure to turn on notifications for the channel. I plugged too much. I know. I'm sorry. But anyways, the Ravens absolutely destroy the Saints in the Super Bowl. I mean, it's fair that they destroyed the Saints. That's not the problem. The problem is the Saints being in the Super Bowl, probably at an 80 overall. Actually, what are they? Let me see. They're an 83. Okay. I mean, that's not a Super Bowl team, but sure. A little better than I expected. But all right, we'll pick up the 5th year for Brock Bowers. A little more expensive now, but that's fine. I'm not going gonna re-sign Jeremy Chin, I don't think. He had 2 picks this year though, right? I don't know. He's just not interested. He's gonna be 30 next year. I'm good. I'm just not gonna bring anyone back. Again, I don't really care. These guys are all replaceable. But there are some decent free agents this year. This one looks worse than last year. That's kind of unlucky. Is there anyone we could really use here? We might unfortunately just sit free agency out again. I mean, we at least signed a couple players last year, but like, D Winners really developed here. You know what? Sure, if he wants to sign, let's see. Those are some big offers. How about Drew Sanders, I guess? I'm probably just gonna draft a linebacker too, though. Let's sign Jordan Howden. He's pretty good. But like, let's just wait for an actual good free agent class. I don't want to blow all of our money on okay players when we can blow our money on good players and then finish 9-8 and miss the playoffs. The one thing is we could maybe sign a pass rusher, but I didn't really see that good a one. So let's see. Will these 2 sign? They do. Okay, good. Underwhelming, but I mean, we at least added a couple players. But all right, we pick at number 11. There's one QB worth taking here. That is Brad Rafano, but he's supposed to go at 4. I don't know if we should be trading up when we still have, you know, quite a few needs. This offseason really didn't go our way with the players that are available to us. I said middle linebacker is our focus position this year. Jalen Wall is pretty good. Gilliard and Gilmore are pretty good values, but a lot of UDFAs, a lot of mid. I'm just gonna see who's available. We could take a pass rusher, like Sutton maybe looks good. I'll have to look at his other ratings. Let's see who's available. Wait, I think the QBs are still available. Oh, that's kind of concerning. Why didn't they get drafted? Brad Rafano is still here. I don't know about that. I guess I'm glad I didn't trade up. Not that I even thought about it, but still. Okay, here's the thing. It might be smart to take him if he has hidden dev, but if we take him, that would mean probably trading Grant Walker away. And I feel like every time I've drafted a QB and then traded away our starter has gone insane. They've like won an MVP. And then the guy we end up with is like fine, but worse than the guy we trade away. So I might just stick with Walker, even though he threw so many picks. Plus Rafano's 23. I might just trade down again, honestly. Maybe that's boring, but like, I don't really want anyone with this pick. How did Sutton look though? Is he fast? If he has good speed, I might think about taking him. It's at least solid. I don't know. I would trade down, but like, I don't know where to trade down to. Maybe like 20? Sure. I don't like this draft class as much as last year. But all right, we're going to trade down with the 49ers. We're going to get a 2 and a 3, and we're going to give them a 5th back. Let's just go with Jalen Wall. Why not? He is 23. That's the only thing I don't like. Ew. He ran a 4.72. This dude's a first-round talent. How? I legitimately wouldn't even think he's good. He must have like 99 tackling or something. I'm still going to take him. I feel like I need to manifest hidden dev. He will have hidden dev. Ranked 14. Does have hidden. Okay, good. A 4.72 is still 84 speed? Really? 91 excel? So he's not that slow. Okay, whatever. We'll take it. Good player. Ooh, there is still a QB available. Cliff Emery. You know I'm going to be tempted when I see a 1st to 2nd round talent available, no matter the position, but especially at QB. Again, when I trade away our starter and take someone else, it always goes so poorly, but I kind of want to do that. Aaron Winters at receiver also looks insane. He's a playmaker, so he's going to have normal, but he looks good. I don't know what to do here. A lot of the positions we need, round 1 is like the sweet spot, like for edge, for, I guess not safety, but I don't really see that good of a safety. Maybe Pharrell, what's your speed? Great speed. Oh, might be pretty good. I wish he had one more A rating though. I don't know. There's just a lot of mid in this draft class. I might just go Winters because he's like BPA. Some of these late round guys look good. Ben Fulton looks pretty good as a UDFA. Of course, it's all the slot receivers, man. All right. I think I'll just go Aaron Winters though. Do we really need him? No, but like, look at his ratings. I'm not gonna take him. Rank 12, got him at 43. Need to manifest hidden dev. You know what? Maybe this game really has turned me into a conspiracy theorist. I say that all the time, but like a playmaker with hidden dev, I don't think you understand how rare that is. I guess, you know, like early 1st round talent playmakers is kind of a different story, but 12 isn't that early. I don't know. Just speaking from experience, this is very, very rare. But all right, our mid 2nd round pick, I mean, all right, Cliff Emery. I don't want this to devolve into us taking a QB like every other year, but Cliff Emery, welcome to the team. Rank 32, got him at 52. That's why he's still available. Okay, I see. Well, good backup QB. That's my cope. Oh, this corner, Jay Thomas. Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty easy decision. A-man, A-press, B-zone. By the way, I did remember to set my cornerback sliders as normal now because strong for corners is just way too strong. There will be like 7, at least 7, like 78 plus overalls per draft. I don't want that. Not at least 7, but that's an exaggeration, but like it's too many. So I set it to normal and there are still really good ones, so that's perfect. But Jay Thomas, ranked 3? Why was he still here? I guess injury? I don't know. Hidden dev? That makes up for the last pick. What else could we even do to make this draft better? I guess we still maybe need a lineman, but we did pick a lot of depth last year. DJ Amel looks pretty good. Never seen that last name. Sure. Ranked 50, normal dev. He's fine. And let's see, I feel like I'm forgetting a position. Ooh, Jeremy Hall looks pretty good. Of course, the classic way too fast defensive tackle. Speed rushers are always mid in Madden, but it is the 4th round. Hold on. X Factor? How we feeling? Manifest that X Factor. Does have hidden. Maybe. We might have had ourselves a draft here. We'll have to see. But all right, here's how we did in the draft. I think my hunch was right. This does not look like it was a good draft class. Jalen Wall, 77 overall. Same with Winters. I mean, we did well for what was available, but Jay Thomas was a 79 as the 3rd best player in the class. That's not great. I mean, again, we did what we could, but what was available wasn't amazing. Was there? Okay, there was at least one. There were 280 overalls. Mitchell Lane was one of them. I guess we could have taken him. There were at least 3 79s, a few 78s, but this was not a great draft class. You know it's bad when there isn't even an 80 overall running back. I mean, there was a 79, but not 80. But yeah, I mean, we did all right. Again, probably not gonna start Cliff Emery, but I guess we could to try to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. I don't know. Oh yeah, also I did take Ben Fulton. He's good, 75 overall. Really good catching, I guess, and pretty good route runner other than deep. I don't know. He's fine. Well, I mean, he's good, but like, I don't think he'll ever start. I just don't know what to say about this draft. We got a lot of pretty good players. If it was a better draft class, this would have been a really good class. But all right, here is a look at the team heading into year 3. We're looking decent. Now up to an 84. This is a team with a lot to prove. A lot of players that didn't do super well last year, especially on offense. But I feel pretty good about the O-line. I feel better about the team this year than I did last year, at least. And I mean, if we suck, we'll just probably tear it all down, honestly. I don't really see why not. But the defense is improving too. We just need a big free agent class, honestly. Like, we're still waiting on actual great free agents to hit the market. But we're just gonna have to see how this team does. I should point out it is 2027, the cursed year, so maybe it won't go well, but hopefully it does. But let's once again get to the midseason point and we'll see what happens. All right, yep, least shocking thing of all time. We are only 2-5 at the midseason. Gotta love 2027. What's the issue? Not really Walker. I thought it would be Walker, but he's doing better, has been sacked a decent bit. It said our defense was one of the worst in the league, but I don't know how to fix that at the midseason. I might bench Caleb McGarry because he's randomly bad. We might just have to go tankier, unfortunately. I'll probably bench Kuntz for someone. I started Jeremy Hall. He's not doing great, but I really am curious to see his dev trait. He's only developed 1 overall, though. I doubt it's X Factor, but we'll see. Drew Sanders has 4 picks so far. I don't know what our issue is on defense. Rayburn has 0 picks and 0 pass deflections. Yeah, I think that might be the issue. But we don't have a young backup safety. I'll just start Polamalu. We'll see how that goes. Should we even do that, though? Like, should we commit to being good when we're only 2-5? Should we tank like I said at the start of the year? I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, you know what? I'll put Rayburn back in. We'll look for a new safety, but let's start Amel at right tackle, Charles at running back again, and Noel at receiver, or Noel, however you say it. I hear both consistently. This has been tougher than I expected so far. Some of these are a challenge. In some we overperform, but other than that first year, we definitely have not overperformed so far. But who are we going to have to resign? Jackson Powers Johnson. I signed Gunnar Helm. He was on the 49ers practice squad. I don't know if I'm going to resign him, but we have him. But I mean, Jackson Powers Johnson has been kind of horrible. He's been allowing like 6-7 sacks a year from center. I think I traded him in the last Raiders rebuild I did too. Is he just not good in Madden? I don't know, but I think I'm gonna trade him again. He just isn't doing well. So like, why pay him? We'll give him to the Texans. We'll take a 3rd. That might be too much with how he's playing, but it's fine. But I'll re-sign Richardson mostly because of that first good year he had. Hasn't really done much since, but no, he's been fine, right? Probably. I can't remember. Devin White, kind of the same deal. doesn't take it, and he's gonna be 30. Christian Wilkins also hasn't been that good. You know what? He did have 17 TFLs last year, but he's 31. Let's just get younger. Why not? We'll trade him to the Bears for a 4th. He's expensive. He's 31. He's not playing super well. Again, he was pretty good last year, but like, he's 31. Wow, we have a lot of re-signings this year. Thankfully, we have a lot of money, but I don't know if I'm going to bring anyone else back. Jack Jones is good depth. He's only like 5 mil a year, so sure. But all right, let's get to the end of the year. Let's hope I don't know what I want. I want to finish bad. I want a high draft pick. We'll see if that actually happens, though. We'll probably finish like 9-8, 8-9. I hope not, but we'll see. Okay, we finished 7-10, whatever. I was hoping we would be worse, but I guess we're still an 85 overall. We beat the Bills and Lions to finish out the season. They're probably not even good here anymore, knowing Madden. The Lions weren't great. If I see another 8-9 team in the playoffs, I'm gonna lose it. Did simulation get worse, or am I just noticing it more now? I don't know. But Grant Walker was definitely better this year. That's good. He needed a good season, or we needed a good season from him. I guess both. Still sacked a decent bit, though, but oh, Carl Charles did better than Damian Pierce. I guess I'm glad we did that, even though we still got less, just barely over 400 yards because of how little we rush. But Bowers, almost 1,100 yards, 900 for Young, only 870 for Winners. Oh my God. 14 sacks allowed from Colton Miller. Amel was horrible at right tackle. But Sanders led the team in tackles. I wanted that to be Wall. Damn it, he only has star. This was a really unlucky season. Okay, I see now why he was like a 77 overall or whatever. He has very good run defense ratings. I forgot to look. They've developed since then, but like they must have been pretty good to begin with. But not many TFLs, but 21 sacks for Crosby, 8.5 for Tyleek Williams, 6.5 for Jeremy Hall. That's going to be number 2 for Defensive Rookie of the Year, and I'm going to be even more annoyed at this game than I already am. 5 sacks for Wall, interesting, but 5 picks for Drew Sanders. Only got 1 more in the rest of the year, but that's still crazy. 3 for Johnson, 2 for Howden and Richardson, 1 for a couple players. But MVP goes to Josh Allen. We've surprisingly only had 1 Mahomes MVP. I thought that would be all of them. But Lamar wins Offensive Player of the Year. Jack Besh up there for some reason. Well, that's kind of mean, but like, that's just weird. We get number 2 for Defensive Player of the Year, Max Crosby at 2. Drew Sanders all the way down at 7. Okay. But Aaron Winters does still win Offensive Rookie of the Year. I'm kind of surprised about that. But Defensive Rookie of the Year, I feel like we're going to get 2 and 3 to a division rival, and I'm not going to be very happy. Okay, no, Wall thankfully does win it. Hall all the way down at 6. Oh God, that's confusing. Wall and Hall, I just realized. But Jay Thomas at number 8. I thought Hall was going to be number 2 and Wall was going to be number 3, and then like Fowler or something was going to be number 1. I mean, I didn't know who Fowler was a couple seconds ago, but I just assumed the worst, and I guess that's a me problem. I don't know. But all right, let's get into yet another off season. Still only made the playoffs once in year 1, which is kind of depressing, but still not even close to halfway. I mean, we're kind of close-ish, but still not even halfway, so still a lot of work we can do. The Panthers were in the Super Bowl. What are these Super Bowls, man? Colts and Bucks, Ravens and Saints, Ravens and Panthers. All right, man. Also, I think the AFC has won the last 3. I guess that's a good sign for us, but we have to compete with those teams, so I don't know. But all right, we'll pick up the 5th year for Will Johnson. We're already at that point. Gunnar Helm, he did well. He had like 600 and something yards. We'll re-sign him. He's basically our tight end 1. I think Brock Bowers only plays in the slot. I wish I could get a split, but I think he's really only in the slot. But Jacoby Myers will let go. He's down to a 77. He's 31 years old. All these other guys are depth at this point. Caleb McGarry, I might re-sign out of fear. He doesn't re-sign. He was kind of bad last year, but I don't know. It could always be worse. Could be better though. We gotta think positively. I think I'm gonna move Sharp to right tackle. He did pretty well. I trust him more at right tackle than anyone else, I think, because Amel was horrible. I think we just have to chalk that up to an unlucky year. Oh yeah, dev traits, we gotta check that. Damn it, Walker didn't get star. Having what, 37 passing touchdowns isn't good enough for star dev? Really? But at least Winters got superstar. Wall went up to superstar, that's cool. And I think Thomas had superstar, or did he get it? Yeah, he had it. But all right, let's hope there are good free agents this year. We have a lot of money. We just need good players. Okay, good. It's kind of the usual, unfortunately. I was hoping for new players so I don't just sign the same players over and over and over again, but let me know, do y'all care if I sign the same players? Like, there's not really a lot I can do about that. I can't decide who becomes available in free agency. But let's see, I will sign a safety, at least. Minkah Fitzpatrick, we can be tied for the lead for him. How about Kalen Bullock? He's done pretty well, only tied for the lead for him too. I guess he's younger and he's actually gained superstars so that he's been playing well. I almost want to sign both, or like try to sign both, just in case we don't get one, maybe we get the other. This could really be expensive if we do get both, but I mean, what's the problem if we do get both? I'm sure we could play them somewhere. I was like, how did Josh Sweat get star dev? He's normally bad in Madden, and yeah, I don't know how. He's been getting 2 sacks, 2.5 as a full-time starter. I love this game, nothing wrong with it. I do want to sign a lineman, but which one would actually play well? I never like signing linemen because they're always random if they're good or not. Like, I'd rather just draft one. Jackson Powers Johnson didn't get re-signed. Yeah, I couldn't imagine why. Did Cooper Beebe win Best O Lineman? Looks like it. Is superstar dev now. He allowed 0 sacks one year. You know what? We'll try to sign Jahmyr Gibbs. We have too much money not to, and I can at least say I tried. I mean, I want a pass rusher, but there really isn't a good pass rusher that'll play well at least. But we're going for 3 good players at this point. Jahmyr Gibbs, Minkah Fitzpatrick, Kalen Bullock. There's a world where we don't get any of the 3, but let's hope we get all 3 of them. I kind of do want all 3. We'll figure something out for the safeties. And let's sign 1 lineman. Let's go. I always sign Christian Mahogany. You know what? Why not? Sure. Or Dominic Pooney doesn't have any offers. We'll go for him. So these 4, let's hope we get them. I think we will. No, I know we will. Definitely. Okay. maybe the manifestation doesn't work with Madden. Jahmyr Gibbs goes to the Bills. Minkah Fitzpatrick goes to the Seahawks, and Kalen Bullock goes to the Jags. None of them picked us over the other team. Well, nothing I can do about that. That's just classic bad luck. Let's go Julian Love. Ugh, we're tied for the lead for him again. Man, this has been tough. Let's go for Nakobe Dean. I want to sign somebody this year. We'll sign anyone we can. How does Kobe Turner do? I never really sign him in Madden. He's never really available. Ooh, how? See, Josh Sweat can get superstar dev getting 2.5 sacks a year, but Kobe Turner only has star with 12.5 sacks, 15 TFLs last year, and then 11 sacks this year. I don't understand this game at all, but sure, we're tied for the lead. Can we get a lead, please? All right, these 4 players, we only have a lead for 2 of them. We get Pooney and Turner. Okay. We don't get Julian Love. I guess we're just not going to have a safety. Whatever. Nakobe Dean, I don't care. We don't need him. We got a couple players. It's better than not getting a couple players, I guess, if I'm trying to force positivity. But all right, we pick at number 9 this year. Oh, this dude's definitely going to go 1 pick before us. DeMarcus Beecham. Wasn't there another safety I wanted that was from Washington? Probably. This dude looks insane. This was one of my private workouts. This dude might be the best player in the class. Look at his ratings. He has an A for pretty much everything. Elite speed, elite jumping. We need to trade up for him. He's the number 1 safety on the board, obviously. I mean, if a team wants him, I don't know how much we can afford to trade up. Let me see. I just don't like trading up. I don't like it. Okay, I don't think the Commanders would take him at number 1. Well, I would hope he wouldn't take a safety number 1 overall. If he goes number 2, that's not worth it. He doesn't. Giants probably don't need one. They kind of do. I mean, if they take him, I'm not trading up to number 3 for a safety. They don't. Broncos, like, he's not projected to go until 12. I just know he will go earlier because he is good. I don't think they would take him. What does that say? Oh, right end. Okay. Vikings. Oh, they might. But strong safety isn't even listed as one of their top 5 needs. Oh, this roster is not very good. What happened? They might take him. I don't know. They have bigger needs. I don't think they would. No. The Dolphins' strong safety is, they don't have a strong safety. Okay. We're going to trade a 2nd and get a 4th back. Almost simmed right over that pick. I might be stupid. I don't know what I was thinking. I was just in the mode that we traded back. No, we traded up. Let's go with Beecham. If he has normal dev, I will not be very happy. He is the best player in the class, and he has hidden dev. Yeah, pretty obviously the best player. I would have been shocked if he wasn't. But all right, in the 3rd round, there are still some pretty good players. A safety. We did need a pass rusher, and I did see one, but obviously he's long gone. Brandon Younger, 2nd to 3rd round talent. Might have to take him, just out of desperation. There are lots of run stopper linebackers. These guys are probably all 1st round talents. Let's go with Younger first, though. I think we only have Aiden Hutchinson on the roster. Ranked 51, got him a 73, and hidden dev. We'll take that. Oh yeah, I forgot we have 2/3 this year. What should we do with this pick? I don't know. Is there a good corner left? No. Good safety? Definitely not. Oh, these receivers look terrible. Maybe not Norton, though. He has A to C deep route. I wish I knew what that was. You ran a 4.31, great speed, but only good acceleration. We don't really need a receiver, though. I might just go with a lineman. Let's take Newbie. He looks fine. I wish he had better impact blocking, but he's probably okay. Ranked 49, that's exactly what I expected. I should have predicted that. I would have guessed 50. I really have played this game too much. But all right, should we go? I think I'm going to go Rosenthal. He's the one with A awareness. What's his speed? Elite speed, elite acceleration. Yeah, sounds good. Rank 12, got him at 98. Pretty good pick there. He's as good as the linebacker we took in the first round last year. Damn, we have 3/4. Let's just take Zach Walsh. Another run stopper linebacker. I don't know why, but we need depth, sure. Rank 36, why not? Only normal dev, but whatever. But okay, here is how we did in the draft. Very, very good class. I mean, we got the best player. I would say that's pretty good. DeMarcus Beecham, 95 speed, 83 zone. Good run defender, too. Younger and Newbie are both 74 overalls. They're pretty good. And then both of the linebackers we took are very good. We kind of single-handedly, is that the right word? I guess, single-handedly fixed all of our team's needs in one offseason. Maybe not all of them, but at least a couple big ones. This wasn't even a good class again. Beecham was really good, but he was far and away the best player. Only 180 plus other than him. 179, and that's it. Ooh, I didn't actually pick the best linebacker, though. Wait, did I? Oh, yeah, I guess I did. Rosenthal's really good, but Gallery went, what, 2 picks before him and is a 78. That's tough. But, oh well, we got a good one anyways. The Ravens, the Super Bowl champions, they picked 2 linebackers for some reason, but both are very good. But I would still say we probably had the better class, so we'll take it. But all right, here's a look at the team heading into year 4, I think it is. Looking pretty good. We just gotta hope that Walker can have like a big breakout year eventually and become one of the best QBs in the league. I mean, that's really what we're banking on, which is kind of a crazy ask if you think about it, but that happens in Madden, so we'll hope it happens here. He did take a big step last year, so hopefully that happens again. But again, we just need a big free agent class, and we need the players in free agency to actually want to sign with us. But either way, we should develop a lot this year, so maybe we won't need a big free agent class. I don't know. But here's how the defense is looking. I moved Hall to defensive end. He stayed a 78 overall. He didn't develop through the preseason, but he has 89 finesse moves. He's a very good pass rusher, so I mean, I thought, why not? I mean, we could start younger and try to get him defensive rookie of the year, but I don't know. We still have a couple things we could upgrade on defense, like safety, defensive end, maybe if Hall doesn't play well, but we'll see. And the O-line still scares me a little bit, but we'll just have to see what happens. I don't know if we're going to be great this year, but hopefully. Oh, we have this Norton guy. Should I start him? Sure, why not? He might have a good dev trait. But all right, let's get to the midseason point and we will see how this team does. Okay, we are 7-0 at the midseason. Finally, we got 2027 out of the way, the cursed year. Now things are looking better. I don't know if we deserve to be this good. I just wanted to be good, but we'll take it. Where does an 86 rank? I'm also surprised this team isn't a higher overall. I guess we just don't have that many like amazing players. We're just kind of mid. So I don't know how we're 7-0, but I guess we'll take it. I feel like I've been getting really unlucky in Madden lately. Like, have we drafted? Oh, okay. Well, I was about to say, have we drafted a single superstar or better? I know we have some, but they developed superstar. I guess we drafted Will Johnson, but I don't know if that counts because he was in the real rookie class. But DeMarcus Beecham has X Factor. Finally, we do get one. Already a top 10 free safety. That's cool. My voice is trying to give out on me already. But I mean, he's only 21 with X Factor. Not to call it early, but he could be a 99 overall by the end of this, or at least even in a few seasons. He'll probably be a 99 overall that gets like no picks and 1 pass deflection a year, but at least it looks good on paper. So this is the rare time where I don't think we have to bench anyone at the midseason. The team isn't perfect though. For being 7-0, we're only 9th for offense. We don't have a great run game, and on defense, we've allowed a decent amount of yards. So maybe there is something we can fix, because at this rate, we're gonna, fall off in the second half of the year, but Grant Walker did take the step that I was hoping for. Oh, Carl Charles. He was good last year in limited opportunities, but not this year. We still need a running back. We need to wait for a good free agent. I guess there was Jahmyr Gibbs, right? But couldn't really get him. Okay, there's our issue. Colton Miller and Dylan Parham. I say that there's our issue like it's been rough for us, but there's always got to be something. I'm obviously not going to trade Colton Miller here, but I think I will bench him. Dylan Parham too. Both are in a contract year, so I guess this kind of works out for us, but we're going to need a left tackle and a guard. Right guard is manageable, but left tackle's kind of scary. But speaking of, contract years and re-signings and everything, we have some pretty important ones this year. I guess it seems less important knowing that, these two kind of suck anyways. Well, Parham's been good, but the last 2 years, Miller's been kind of horrible. But Bowers, I'll go 5 years, 126. He takes it. Williams, I'll go 3 years, 46. We should re-sign him, right? What has he done? I feel like he's been good. He had like 7 sacks last year or something, or 8.5. Already has 4.5 this year. So yeah, I'll definitely bring him back. 3 years, 46. He takes it. Noel isn't interested. We've kind of off and on used him, mostly off, so I'm good. Just a lot of these guys are depth. And then, Miller and Parham, I'm probably good. Both going to be on the wrong side of 30. I mean, Miller already is, but Parham will be. I don't know who to bench him for, though. That's kind of the problem. I mean, left tackle's kind of scary to put like a 70-something overall there. I mean, we could try Amel. That didn't go well last time. We'll try him at right guard. We could also try Majors, but he's in a contract year too, so even if he did well, we would have to pay him. We'll put Amel there, and then I guess Newbie at left tackle. He's only 6'2", though, but whatever. I don't know what to do about our defense. It's good, but it will fall off because of the yards. Jay Thomas, 1 pick, 0 pass deflections. I guess you could argue he's just not getting targeted, but I doubt it. We'll see. I don't think we'll fall off bad enough to miss the playoffs. I still think we'll be good. I would guess we'll finish like 11-6, though. We'll see. Hopefully better. Okay, thankfully that was a bad guess. We finished 15-2. It's a little hard to read the white on light gray. I don't know why they didn't put like an outline around it for the Raiders and the Saints. It's always hard to read, but whatever. But Grant Walker, 4,500 yards, 33 touchdowns, 9 picks, very good season. Sacked 38 times still, though. He must not have the good pocket trait or whatever. Yeah, it's an average sense of pressure. I mean, this is like a good line on paper. I'm surprised he's getting sacked as much as he is, but whatever. Carl Charles is terrible. I thought he would be good this year. He isn't. But we had 3 1,000-yard receivers, 1,100 yards and 7 touchdowns for Young, 1,100 for Winters, 1,000 for Bowers, even almost 700 for Helm. We could invest more in a tight end too. Although Helm is an 80 overall. Again, just someone we signed as a practice squad guy, so that's cool. But for blocking, it looks like it got better, I guess. Newbie was technically better at left tackle. He allowed 6 sacks, but in 200 more snaps, so that's better. And then Amel was definitely better than Parham. Gonzalez was bad, and Pooney. Well, no, Pooney was at left guard. That's fine. I don't know what to do with the O-line. It was not good, but I can't really pinpoint who was the worst. I guess Gonzalez. But Sanders, 136 tackles, TFL's 15 for Crosby, and sacks 23.5 for Max Crosby, breaking the sack record for real life, but I'm sure that record's been broken a few times over here. But Kobe Turner, 9 sacks, 4.5 for Williams, 2.5 for Hall. Oh no, wait, I had Younger listed higher in the rush end depth chart, and maybe I shouldn't have done that. He was terrible. He had 2 sacks in 831 snaps. What's his dev trait? Yeah, no, we'll start Hall for the rest of the year, or for the playoffs. I'm good. So we're gonna need a defensive end still, apparently. But 4 picks for Sanders, 3 for Johnson and Thomas, 2 for Richardson, Rayburn, and Howden, 1 for a couple players. Also, Rayburn is a backup, doing much better than he did as a starter, statistically at least. Really interesting season. I feel like I've had seasons that look like this statistically, where we went 8-9 and missed the playoffs. Like bad blocking, bad run game, good passing game, and then good defensive numbers, but we missed the playoffs. But Lamar wins MVP, Cam Ward on the Jets at 2. It's kind of fun to switch it up. I'm glad he got drafted by the Jets. I'm sick of seeing him on the same teams. But Grant Walker at number 9. Lamar wins Offensive Player of the Year. Can we get rid of QBs for Player of the Year? I'm sick of it. If MVP is going to be a QB only award, why does a quarterback win pretty much every Offensive Player of the Year in Madden? It's annoying. That should be the receiver / running back / tight end MVP award. But Max Crosby doesn't even win Defensive Player of the Year, breaking the real life sack record at least. Myles Garrett probably got 30 sacks knowing Madden. Drew Sanders at number 10, that's cool. But Norton at 4 for Offensive Rookie of the Year. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even... Oh wait, no, he had like 1,000 yards, didn't he? No, he only had 187. So apparently no rookies played this year. I was thinking of winners, I guess, for some reason. I don't know what I was thinking of. I was thinking we had 3 1,000-yard receivers, but I forgot Bowers was one of those. But a division rival wins Defensive Rookie of the Year, Floyd Johnson. Floyd in the year 2025. All right, man. But Beacham at 3, Younger at 4. How the hell did Younger make it? I guess he had TFLs and tackles. I got Joe Rogan for the... I feel like I actually have seen a Joe Rogan in Madden. I don't even know, but I feel like I have. Anyways, I want to see what Myles Garrett did. How did Max Crosby not win Defensive Player of the Year? Now, their quarterback was horrible. If you're going negative touchdown interception ratio in Madden, that's like throwing no touchdown passes to 30 picks. I mean, that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but it's not good. Way worse than in real life, and it's bad in real life. Anyways, getting distracted again. Just a casual 25 sacks for Myles Garrett. They also drafted Abdul Carter. They have a hybrid scheme here, apparently. I don't know what they're doing. Every team is built like this in Madden because the CPU doesn't know the difference between a pass rusher outside linebacker and an off-ball linebacker. So it has 3 edge rushers, which works in Madden because run defense and pass coverage are like entirely random anyways in Madden. So no awards despite going 15-2. That's unlucky. Only 2 9-8 teams in the playoffs this year. We'll take it. That's not too bad. That's kind of realistic. I think there has been one year. But who are we going to be taking on in the divisional? It's going to be the Indianapolis Colts. We're up to an 87 overall now. I should point out, not to spoil, after this, go watch the Raiders rebuild I did with Geno Smith. Obviously, this was with Geno Smith too, but I called it with Geno Smith. It was a lot of fun, and again, not to spoil it, but there was a year where we went 17-0 for the first time in a realistic rebuild in Madden, for me at least. So we'll have to see if that can happen here again. I mean, going 15-2 when our numbers aren't even that insane, it's a pretty good sign. But all right, I guess let's just see if we can beat the Colts. Nothing else to really go over here. Of course, we lose to the 10-7 Colts. I mean, they were only 1 overall worse than us, but still. Have we won a playoff game yet? I don't know. I can't remember. What the hell are these Super Bowls, man? Seahawks, Colts? I mean, I guess we're so far in the future here that, like, who knows if these teams will be good, but, I mean, even the first year, like, I don't know, man. The Colts win this one over the Seahawks, 31-28. But who do we want to bring back this year? I think we're good on everyone still. I don't think I changed my mind on Parham or Miller. So we'll have a decent amount of money, almost 90 mil. I mean, that's the luxury of not having to pay a QB yet. Unfortunately, we don't get the 5th-year option for Walker, but that would be expensive anyways, so oh well. Probably more expensive than his actual deal by a lot. But in free agency, there's some very old but good players here, finally. Some interesting players, some guys that don't normally hit free agency, like Dexter Lawrence. Jordan Mailata does sometimes. I guess it's kind of usual players, but Dexter Lawrence is interesting. We don't really need a defensive tackle, but we kind of do need a really good pass rusher to pair with Max Crosby. We really only have him. I mean, Tyleik Williams. Wait, I just realized, I don't think Tyleik Williams had a single sack after the midseason. He had 4.5 then, he finished with 4.5. Also, I kind of forgot we had Kobe Turner, so never mind on that. But what should we do here? What should be our goal this offseason? Well, I know what I want to do in the draft at least. But for free agency, I mean, we developed pretty well this year. The only thing is we could sign Josh Hines-Allen. He hasn't been that good though. He's also stayed on the Jags for his whole career. Kind of crazy to look at. But what version of Josh Hines-Allen would we get? Would we get this version or would we get this version or worse? I don't know. Whenever we sign him, it goes pretty well. If it doesn't, we have so much cap space that I don't want to quite say it won't matter, but it might not matter. We also could sign Tate Ratledge. He is superstar dev. He must have won a best O lineman award. It looks like he had 0 sacks one year, but I don't know. I think we'll just draft linemen. Could sign Ted McMillan. How does Travion Henderson do? Is he better than the guys we have? No. Big surprise. I think we're going to trade for a running back. Oh, and how does Gray Zabel do? Ooh, not great, except last year. God, why do all the good players suck in Madden? It's so frustrating. I'm like, oh, this would be a big upgrade on paper, but he would play worse than the guys we have. I don't get it. So I guess we'll just sign Hines-Allen. We don't need to sign a receiver. We use 2 receivers and a tight end mostly. We'll draft linemen. We'll at least sign Hines-Allen, like I said, but we don't need to sign a linebacker. There isn't really an upgrade in the secondary at all. All right, I mean, we're leaving a lot of money on the table, but I don't trust any of these guys to do better than the ones we have. So we'll sign Hines Allen. He does sign, and that's a scary pass rush duo. Ooh, also Drew Sanders has superstar. He went up to superstar. And Rosenthal has X Factor as a run stopper linebacker. I don't think I've ever seen that before, but cool. Maybe I have, but what a draft that was. 2 X Factors sounds good to me. Also, Walker got star finally. He's been kind of overdue, and he's still only 23. This is why you take 20-year-old prospects. Even if they suck at first, you can wait until they become good, and they'll still be younger than some players in the draft. But all right, let's get to the draft. We'll address this O-line once again. Let's hope it's a good class. But all right, we pick at 28 this year. This is not a good O-line class. This is one of the worst I've ever seen. It said it was strong, but just because it's strong doesn't mean it's good in Madden. They're just projected to go high. There isn't a single first to second round talent at center or left guard. There is a top 5 talent at right guard, so I guess that kind of saves the class. He's supposed to go at 14 though, so we're not going to be able to get him. And then there's Levi Porter. That is the one first to second round talent. I focus scout at a left tackle. That's the level of desperate I'm at. He's not that good. He's a second to third rounder. This corner, I thought he would be a little better. This corner looks really good. Malone, but he'll be long gone. This guy's good at least. Jason Bigsby, but he will probably get picked earlier than us. But I don't want to trade down or trade up. We might have to though. I wish I could sim to a specific pick because I'm gonna have to press this button 28 times without accidentally pressing end of draft. So we'll see if I can do it. Okay, there goes McKay at 5. Let's see if one of the players I want are still available by 20. I guess it's only one player I want, the safety. But we don't even really need a safety that bad. We'll just see who's available. He went at 23. Okay, I thought he went to the Eagles one pick before us. What should we do then? Stephon Gresham looks pretty good, but I know he's gonna have normal dev. God, dude, this is like the worst O-line class I have ever seen in Madden. Of course, the year we need it desperately. I mean, the guys we put in last year ended up playing well. I just know they won't play well again unless we get really lucky. How about Curtis Allison? How about Brandon Wynn or Daryl Balmer? Ooh, how about Daryl Balmer? Okay, he ran a 4.71. Somehow that's only marginal speed and great acceleration. I hate Madden. This game sucks. Unless he was running his 40 time hurt, which I doubt would even be a thing in Madden, that averages out at like solid. A 4.71 is not solid for a safety. I don't care if you're 222. That is not good. That is not solid. So he does look pretty good despite his 40 time, because his 40 time is more like a 4.62 or something, at least based off his speed. But I mean, debatably even better than that because he's a free safety. So I would say like 4.55 would be more solid. I don't know. We might have to take him. He's gonna have like 84 speed, but 93 excel. He's gonna be a weird looking player. I don't want to take him round 1, but I think we'll just trade down here, pick up an extra second or something, or well, not an extra second, like an extra third. Let's trade down to like 41. But all right, we're gonna pick up a third to move down to 41. I don't like trading down. It feels like giving up, but well, no, I like trading down, but sometimes it feels like giving up, and this feels like giving up, at least in this draft. But I still don't know what to do. We might go Sellers. We might go probably not Gresham, even though I do think he's good. We just won't use a third receiver. Let's go with Sellers. I think there are other decent safeties, but I don't see another good corner. He's 23. I don't think he's amazing, but he looks good enough. He looks pretty good. Rank 39, got him at 41. Normal dev, but he's fine. Okay, this is not a good draft class, I don't think. I mean, it might be at other positions, but not the one I'm looking at. Not the ones I'm looking at. But all right, at safety, we could go Win. Goddard looks pretty good. Sure. We don't really need a safety, but he's good normal dev. Let's go receiver. Should I go Paul Shepard? I might go Dante Crawford, even though he almost certainly has normal dev. He looks pretty good. I would guess like 50, 72. Okay. Does have hidden though. Not at all what I expected, but sure, we'll take it. Very underwhelming draft, but I did what I could, to be fair. But okay, here is how we did in the draft. It was not great, but we got good depth, I guess. I mean, Sellers might start, and I guess Crawford probably will be a 3 or a 4. I don't know. We didn't have too many needs to begin with, thankfully, at least that we could fix through the draft. The only thing I was hoping for is that there would be good linemen, but again, there was one who went in the top 5. I did take a couple linemen at the end of round 3 and end of round 4, but just not a lot we could work with. I should have taken that first to second round talent right guard instead of Crawford, but I don't know if that would have really made a difference. I mean, we got got good ones anyways, or well, about as good of ones as the first to second rounder. So it is what it is. I wish one of these guys had hidden, but oh well. This was a good draft though, a very good draft. Just all the good ones happened to go before we pick. There was a good QB round too, or a couple good QBs, but we're obviously not going to do that. It's just kind of unlucky, I guess. How good was the right guard? Oh, just an 83 overall. That's fun. I mean, we had no chance of getting him anyways, but I guess I should have traded up for Bigsby. That's the one thing, but hindsight is 2020. I thought he was going to be like a 77 or 8. I didn't know this was going to be an insane draft class. But all right, I think I'm going to make a trade. Got to figure out what I'm going to trade, but we'll see. All right, this is a wild trade. We are going to be sending Younger and Gonzalez, a first and a second for Bijan Robinson, a third and a fourth. We are desperate for running back. We don't run the ball too much, but when we do, it doesn't go well. So let's try to fix that. Should be a really good receiving back too. I don't know how much we're going to throw to him in this offense, but we'll see. Either way, I wanted a big upgrade at running back. Should just help everything. I mean, you can call a lot of things a quarterback's best friend or whatever, and a good run game is definitely one of them. So we should finally have a good run game for the first time since year 1. But all right, here is a look at the team heading into year 5. Up to an 87. We're looking better for sure. I feel like we're gonna have a worse record than last year for sure, just knowing this game, but I hope we at least make the playoffs. Is that too much to ask? I'm pretty worried about our O-line. We just gotta hope for a good interior O-line class, which is kind of crazy to say because like 90% of them are insane, but just the one year we really need it, it wasn't that good. We only have one depth lineman to put in if someone sucks, so we'll see how that goes. But the defense is very good. I'm surprised it's not a higher overall than our offense. I don't know. I guess it just has more dev traits. It probably will be soon, but it isn't yet. I moved Hall back to defensive tackle. I'm trying to decide if I should start him or Williams, but I think it'll be about the same either way. We just gotta hope that we do well. I do want to check though, where do we rank for overall at an 87? It's really not that great. This team, this is way harder than I expected. Again, it's kind of bad luck, but usually by this point, we're solidified as the highest overall team by like 2. But it looks like the Ravens are a 91. I think they're the best. I think they're the only 90 plus, so they're doing super well. But all right, let's get to the midseason point. Let's hope we have a good season. We should. Everything is good on this team. The only thing that isn't starting caliber is Marshall Saunders, but he should be soon. He's ranked 37 at 21 with hidden devs, so he'll probably be like 25 by the end of the year or something like that. But let's get to the midseason and let's hope we're good. But okay, we are 4-2 at the midseason. Are we statistically better than we were last year? Probably, knowing this game. So we're worse at the midseason, but we have better numbers. I guess that can happen if you blow a team out and then lose like close games, but still. All right, what's the issue? Okay, I think I found the issue. 20 sacks through 6 games. We already had the bye week and we have 20 sacks allowed. All right. We'll bench Newbie. We'll bench... That's all we can do. This has been a lot harder than I expected. I mean, we went 15-2 last year, but we knew it was kind of... We knew we weren't going to win a playoff game. We'll put it that way. Wait, who's 6'8"? Cole Fuller, a backup tackle. That's something, but we'll try Bost at left tackle, 72 overall. We'll see how that goes, but either way, our line's going to be bad, so eh. But it looks like the rest of the team's doing well, so I don't know. We'll leave interior O-line as our focus position, but who are we going to have to re-sign? Will Johnson, Grant Walker. Oh, he's super cheap, though. I need to lower XP sliders even more. He's only ranked 24th as an 88 overall. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to make QB classes weaker because I feel like that's the issue more than the development. I think I'll make those normal, too. Because if you think about it, there were like how many 79 plus overall QBs last year? I don't know, more than there should be at least. But let's see. I'll re-sign Will Johnson. We'll go 5 years, 96. He takes it. Grant Walker, I'll go very player friendly. That's still very cheap for a good QB. 6 years, 102. That's wild. Max Crosby will go 2 years, 63.6. I just had like flashbacks of Jimmy Garoppolo in my mind for some reason. I was thinking about QB deals. Wasn't he the highest paid quarterback at one point? Like right after the 49ers traded for him? Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like he was. I don't know. Anyways, I'll go 3 years, 31 for Young. Drew Sanders, I mean, defensive player of the year candidate last year, 4 years, 46. He takes it. Teron Sharp has been horrible this year. Ooh, both of our strong safeties need a deal. Who's done better? Howden, still playing a lot this year, even though I don't think I have him as a starter. Oh, you know what? I forgot to rearrange our specialists. So maybe he's playing like slot corner or something. Okay, I need to do that. But Evan Rayburn, not doing great this year, but he was good last year. What if we just let both go and try to get a better one? I don't know. But all right, let me rearrange the specialists. Maybe that'll help. I mean, we're not bad, but maybe it'll make us even better. I don't know. Okay, this year, we actually finished very strong. Our one loss in the second half of the season came to the Chiefs in week 18, 33-32. Really weird score. We had back-to-back one-point games. We won 25-24 against the Chargers, but we get a first-round bye once again. 3 9-8 teams and an 8-9 team in the playoffs. Gotta love Madden, but Grant Walker was pretty good this year, all things considered. I mean, he's getting killed out here, 43 sacks, but good year. Bijan Robinson, about 1,250 yards, 5.4 per carry, 10 touchdowns. How old is he? Only 27, so he's still good. I mean, that's pretty old for a running back, but it'll be fine. But Brock Bowers, 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns, almost 1,000 for winners. Not much passing, or at least not many receiving yards. I guess it was really split because I forgot to do the specialists at the start of the year. But Teron Sharp was horrible. Dominic Pooney was even worse. 9 sacks from guard. It looks like Bost did better than Newbie. Saunders was good, and Amel ended up being really good. That surprises me. But Sanders, 100 tackles, 17 TFLs for Crosby led the team, and 20 sacks for Max Crosby. I'm not gonna lie, I thought I said 30, but 20 sacks, that's still really good. 15 for Hines Allen. That signing worked out really well. 8 for Hall. He was really good. Not much from Turner this year, only 3.5. 12 TFLs at least, but it was mostly this 3 that got the sack numbers. But we only had 6 interceptions on the season after having however many last year, probably 20. There's always something. There's always got to be something. MVP goes to Joe Burrow. That's unique, at least. Mac Jones is still around and still doing very well. Burrow wins Offensive Player of the Year. T. Higgins at 4 is the first non-QB for Offensive Player of the Year. Why? This whole list was almost QBs. There were 3 non-quarterbacks up here. Why? Myles Garrett beats out Max Crosby again for Defensive Player of the Year. Hines Allen at 5. That's tough. Dante Crawford takes Offensive Rookie of the Year. I don't know how. I guess I'm glad we accidentally played him at the start of the year. But let's see. Goddard, number 4 for Defensive Rookie of the Year. I wish I remembered to start him for the whole year because that was in half a year. I put him as the slot corner because he was like the highest overall there. That wasn't already a starter. But overall, very good season. We get a first-round bye once again. This could be our Super Bowl year. We're only an 89 overall still, which is better, but not amazing. Let me see. The Saints and the Ravens are 90 overalls, and the Jets. The Chiefs are a 91. The Cowboys are a 91. So we're tied for like 6th or something. So we have a good roster. Not insane, but good. But this is kind of the range you want to be in. If you have the best roster in the league, it seems like it makes you play way worse for some reason. This is kind of the sweet spot. I feel like I've said sweet spot twice in this rebuild. I don't like that term. I don't know why I keep using it. But who are we going to be playing in the divisional? It's going to be the Bengals with MVP Joe Burrow. They had the best offense in the league, the best pass game, but like a bottom 10 defense. We had the second best defense in the league, the best run D somehow. I guess that's cool. But we do have the higher overall team. We had the better record. We should be able to beat the Bengals. What am I doing wrong? We get damn near blown out by the Bengals, 31-14. If you haven't already, get a drink, get a snack. This is gonna be a long one. Still trying to win a playoff game, right? But we had a Ravens-Seahawks Super Bowl. The Seahawks take this one. Super Bowl MVP Byron Murphy. Oh, Mikey McDingle won Coach of the Year. What was I gonna say? Let's take that. I mixed let's go and I'll take that. Sure. I stayed up till like 2:30 in the morning trying to do some stupid shit that didn't even end up working. So I'm not all there today, but I'm trying. Definitely didn't expect a Byron Murphy Super Bowl MVP in this rebuild, though. Not for us, but still. But all right, who are we going to have to re-sign? Jalen Wall will have the 5th-year option. I'll pick that up. I don't know if we'll extend him, though, after that. And no, we probably will. Drew Sanders will be, like, close to 30 by that point, so we probably will. But he isn't interested. That's the only problem. But Carl Charles, horrible. Sharp, horrible. Howden and Rayburn, I don't know. I feel like we could upgrade there. We'll just let everyone go. Like, these guys haven't done well. The safeties kind of have, but they're up and down. But this is a huge free agent class. I'm not going to make the same mistake I made last year. If there are good linemen, I will sign one. Well, I mean, there were good linemen last year. last year, but they played bad. That was the issue. So I don't know. I don't know what to do with this O-line. It sucks. But Bost has superstar dev. That's cool. I don't think he would have won best O-lineman, so yeah, he just had it. But I'm sure if we keep him at left tackle next year, he's going to be horrible. So I don't know what to do. It's going to be the same thing that happened with Newbie, where he was good the first year, but then we give him a full starting year there and he's terrible. I guess we didn't give him a full starting year. We pulled him because he started so bad. This game makes me such an angry person for some reason. Nothing makes sense, and that irritates me. Keelan Diggs. That sounds like it could be a Diggs brother. I guess it would be Keelan because there's Trayvon, Stefan. I don't know. Keelan would be a weird name. I don't know what I'm talking about. What do we want to do? Are there any linemen? Timmy Beckford. He did well for the Lions last year. Was that actually as a starter, or did he allow 3 sacks as a backup? Well, that would be hard to do in Madden, but sure. If he played well, sure. Let's see which unlucky soul is going to sign Teron Sharp. He wasn't that bad. I'm being dramatic. He was pretty good, all things considered. Just bad last year, but pretty damn good the 2 years before that, at least for Madden. Am I going to convince myself to re-sign him? No, not if he's not interested. Nick Scorton's available, though. It would be kind of wild to sign him, but how old are Max Crosby and Josh Hines-Allen? They're both 33. I think that leaves a couple more years each. Maybe only one, but maybe a couple. I don't know. I don't want them to both retire and then we'll desperately need edge again. I might. As weird as that seems, I might sign Nick Scorton. I'll give him a 5-year, $168 million deal. Is this weird? This is really weird. I don't think I've ever done anything like this before, but we'll play the very long game here, possibly 2 years in the future. But like, what? I feel like that's such a waste for these next 2 years. We'll just wait. I'm sure there'll be someone available by the time we need a pass rusher. It's not like the first couple years of franchise where there's nobody in free agency. Players actually become free agents at this point because teams don't know how to get out of cap space. Let's see. I'll sign Jose McLaughlin. He's really cheap. He'll be an upgrade. And Brian Madden. How does this guy do? He had 2 picks last year. He's only $6 million. I guess he'll be a little more if we go player friendly, but let's try to add some budget upgrades for the secondary. So these 3 players, nothing too exciting, but pretty important pieces. We get McLaughlin and Beckford. Does Madden want to sign? He does. Okay. Good free agent class, even though it doesn't look like much on paper. It was only like 17 mil a year spent, but I mean, that takes us up to a 91 overall. We'll take that. But all right, in the draft, we pick at number, where are we? Oh yeah, we traded our first round pick. I kind of forgot about that. All that to not even win a playoff game. Well, where would we pick? Like 24, 23? I don't know. What am I trying to check? What screen did I just go to? I don't know. At least we did get the extra 3rd and 4th. I guess we could trade up. I might want to. There are some good players this year. Unfortunately, we're not even going to be close to being able to get them, but there are good ones. They're good guards. How hard would it be to trade up to like 20 and try to get either Hartman or I guess really Hartman's probably the only one we can get. I think I'm only going to pick linemen this year. Is that crazy? Because we don't really need anything else at all, but our O-line sucks. We could also use a safety. I'm surprised Bradham and Fry aren't better, honestly, but oh well. But yeah, I don't even think we could get close to a first round pick with these picks. We might just have to see who's available. Is anyone going to be available in the 3rd? Any linemen? Maybe some of the 1st to 2nd rounders, but not many of them. Man, this is tough. I mean, I did this to myself by trading for Bijan, but we needed to do that. I'll trade the 2/3 and a 4th for like a 2nd. Okay, we'll get pick 50 from the Patriots. Hopefully one of the decent linemen are still here. Hopefully there's some... Wait, I think that was one of the good ones right in front of us. There are still good ones though. Okay, maybe that wasn't one because I think there were 3 1st to 2nds. I hope that wasn't one of the 1sts, but oh well. Let's take, I guess Carl Cooper. Do I care to see which one looks the best? I don't know. They're pretty similar. Camp has slightly better ratings other than awareness, but awareness is pretty important. So I'm gonna go Cooper. Hold up, he put up 37 bench reps. How many did Camp put up? 40, but 37 at his pro day. I'll go Cooper. Either way, they're pretty good. Rank 33, got him at 50. Really? I don't know if I've ever taken a power guard that has normal. Actually, I'm pretty sure we've taken one here probably, but that's rare. And now we don't pick until the 4th round, so I don't think there are going to be any good linemen left. There are some decent centers. Caleb Flanagan, 3rd to 4th, ranked 91. This might be the unluckiest drafting I've ever had. What should we even do here? There are no linemen left, round 5. I doubt there's really going to be anyone good left, but I'll look. How about a, like, 5'11 defensive end? Is there one of those? There's 6'1 Nick Goldman, but he doesn't look good. All right, we got a couple linemen. Not amazing ones, but decent ones. We'll take it, I guess. But okay, here's how we did in a very brief draft. We added O-line depth once again. Not great, but it was something. And then Mark Hicks, the CPU pick. The CPU actually picked the 2 things I thought about taking, a depth safety and a blocking tight end. We already have like 3 X-Factor blocking tight ends, but that's fine. Well, I guess he would be the 3rd if he has it. Very strong draft class once again when we don't have a first-round pick. Man. Will Urban, 84 overall. We see what we need. We just can't really do much about it. I'm gonna have to start like trading players and a bunch of picks to trade up. Like the guys we want are just going before we pick. But we did all right given the picks we had. Let's get into year 6, and this should be a good one. But all right, here is a look at the team heading into year 6. If we aren't good this year, if we don't win a playoff game at least, I don't know what to do. I might trade a bunch of players away. We're so good in the regular season, but so ass in the playoffs. I don't get it. Hopefully our O-line plays well for really the first time. It's really not that good of a line, so I don't really have much room to complain, but we'll see. But we are now up to a 91 overall. This is one of the best rosters in the league, for sure. I'll check exactly where it ranks. Took us a while to get here, but we are here. We might be the highest overall now. The Chiefs are also a 91. Okay, so we're tied as the highest overall team. By the end of the year, I'm sure one of us will be separated as the best, so we'll see what happens. We should be good this year. There's always one year where you're like 1-6 at the midseason or something like that, so let's hope that's not this year, but I kind of have a bad feeling for some reason. We'll just see what happens. We should be good. Okay, this is gonna sound like I'm lying. I was gonna say 2-5 and not 1-6. I have played way too much Madden in my life, too much Madden franchise. We are 2-5. We are massively underperforming. Let me show I didn't force that. I don't know why I would force being bad just to prove myself right, but yeah, this game sucks dick if you didn't know. We finally build the highest overall team in the league, and we're 2-5. Why is this happening? 16 sacks allowed. Bijan has 6.9 yards per carry. Nice, that's insane. All right, well, bench Bost. Good prediction there. Was good last year, horrible this year. I don't want to be right. I don't want to make these predictions. I wish I was wrong. We signed Luke Gadecki. I guess we'll start him for the rest of the year at right tackle. Who are we going to have to resign? I want to get out of the season as quick as we can. I'll go player friendly, 4 years, 62 for Winters. He resigns. Jay Thomas, we can't afford, but he's been kind of like turbo ass, right? Yeah, he's had 0 picks the last 2 years. He had a year where he had 3 picks, but God, he's been terrible lately. I am going to trade him, actually. He kind of sucks for some reason. He had 1 good year, and it's not hard to draft a corner. It's harder now that I only use normal corner strength, whatever you want to call it, but we'll take a second for Thomas. I mean, he's a 90 overall or 89 overall superstar at only 25 years old. I think he's worth that. Also have to re-sign Jeremy Hall, Josh Hines-Allen, DJ Amell, Luke Gadecki. All right, let's start with Jeremy Hall. We'll go 3 years, 55. He takes it, and now we're kind of out of money. We should be able to get these guys back after we restructure deals at the end of the year, but not exactly the start to the season we wanted. We'll probably end up being like 9-8. We could bounce back all the way to 10-7. We'll see. Yep, we finished 10-7. Okay, that's usually what happens. We beat the Broncos 35-3 in week 18, but at least we made the playoffs with this team. If we didn't, I wouldn't even be surprised, because that kind of thing always happens in Madden. But Grant Walker really was not that good. For real life, this would be a really good year, but for Madden, this was, let me see, just in terms of passer rating, where did that rank? 30th? That's even worse than I expected. Is he even good? He had 1 really good year. I guess 2. But let me see. His best year, 108.6. That would be crazy good for real life, but for Madden, that'd be 15th. Or well, I guess this Mason Smith guy only started half the year. I guess it also looks like Justin Fields only started about half a year, so maybe it's more like 28th, 27th for this season. But his best year would be like 14th. So yeah, I don't know. We might make some moves this offseason. That's all I'm saying. But Bijan Robinson was a monster. 1,260 yards on only 207 carries, 6.1 yards per carry, 10 touchdowns. He pound for pound might be the best player in Madden. Either him, Myles Garrett, except for when I use him, Micah Parsons, or like one of the QBs like Lamar, Mahomes, Burrow, Hurts, that group. So yeah, pretty good decision to trade for him despite how much we had to give up. But 1,000 yards for Winters, 10 touchdowns. Did I forget to rearrange I did. I don't think that's why we underperformed. It was probably the 40 sacks allowed, but I don't know why I keep forgetting. Saunders was horrible this year. Pooney was bad. Beckford was bad. Amel was kind of bad. Bost was bad. Luke Gadecki was our only good lineman, but Sanders 124 tackles, TFL 16 for Crosby, and sacks 23 for Crosby, 15 for Hines Allen, 6.5 for Hall and Williams, 3 picks for McLaughlin, 2 for Sanders, and then 1 for a few players. Look, all I'm gonna say is, unless we win a Super Bowl here, this is gonna be a really fun offseason. Oh my God. Okay, Joe Burrow wins MVP. Mac Jones at 3 on the Giants. I'm still a little bit of a Mac Jones believer, slightly, not even close to that much. But Burrow wins Offensive Player of the Year. It was top 2 QBs. Go figure. Max Crosby, Defensive Player of the Year, finally. I'm not even that excited about it because he's been way overdue. Hines Allen at 4. I guess not overdue because he's been getting outperformed, but it's stupid that he's been getting outperformed. Pass rushers are way too good in Madden. At least the, like, currently good ones in real life. But I don't think we're going to have any rookies. No. So we're going to be facing the Bills in the wild card. We are 4 overall better than them. We have a 7 overall better defense. To be fair, it played better, thankfully. The Raiders' defensive playbook, look, I haven't been a believer. I know some of y'all have been telling me. I've tried it before and it wasn't good, but here it's been really good. Probably even better than the Bills. I haven't liked the Bills' defensive playbook as much lately. It hasn't been working, but the offensive playbook is good, other than this season for us. It was good for them, though. But all right, can we beat the Bills in the wild card? Finally, oh my God, we win 35-17. Is that our first playoff win? I've recorded this over like 3 days, so forgive me if I'm forgetting, but I think that is our first playoff win. Finally. If that is, keep in mind, the last Raiders playoff win, 2002, we're in 2030 now. It shouldn't have taken us this long, but at least we got one. Now we need a Super Bowl. That's the other goal. We've achieved, I would guess, the highest overall team, at least tied for it. I would count that. Oh, we are separated as the highest, I think. Yeah, it looks like we are. So we achieved that goal. We got the playoff win. Finally, we have 5 more chances to win a Super Bowl, including this year. So can we beat the Dolphins? We are also 4 overall better than them. They're known for not being a great playoff team in real life. I guess this is like 6 years in the future here, but still. Can we beat the Dolphins? Okay, 35-17. Again, sounds good. But I mean, just like that, we're in the conference championship. We're gonna be facing the Bengals, also only an 88 overall team. They had the 3rd best offense this year, not that good of a defense. We didn't have that good of an offense, and we had the 2nd best defense. So statistically, these are pretty balanced teams. How has the O-line been doing the last couple playoff games? Because we still could bench some players. I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but let's see if the O-line's broke. Does it show you sacks here? I don't see them. Okay, sacked twice. That's not bad at all. Wild card sacked 0 times. Okay, our O-line might be magically fixed for the playoffs. Who did allow the 2 sacks? If it was the same player. No, okay, it was Saunders. Okay, we might still bench Saunders. That's 11 sacks, including the playoffs. Same with Beckford, but that's left tackle. That's more excusable. We'll try Flanagan. We'll see how that goes. But all right, moment of truth. Can we move on to our first Super Bowl of the rebuild? We do, and we are going to be taking on the also only 10-7 Chicago Bears. Whatever, man. Another 88 overall team. They had a better offense than us. Still not that good of an offense, but we had the better defense. They did have a good defense. We had the best pass D in the league. They had the better run D, though. It's always these seasons that you make the Super Bowl. You start horrible. Not always these seasons, but like, we started horrible. We got better in the second half of the year, and then you do well in the playoffs. I feel like that's what happens in these type of weird forced seasons. I don't know. Either way. So I guess what I said is if we make the Super Bowl, I won't blow the team up in the offseason. I'll still think about it. But this is a very winnable game. We should be able to win this. The Bears are 4 overall lower than us. We will win this. We need to be positive. We will win this game. We'll watch it simulate, and let's see if the Raiders can get their first Super Bowl win in almost 50 years at this point. But let's jump to the end of the year end of the game, and we will see what happens. We do take an early 3-0, now 10-0 lead. The Bears are driving, and they do get a field goal, but we're up 17-3 in the 3rd quarter now. The Bears get a field goal. We score right back. We're up 25-6. We get a safety. Now 32-6. We are just absolutely decimating the Bears. And in our underperforming season, we win a Super Bowl. Not what you would expect from a 10-7 team, but we do get the Raiders their first Super Bowl win in, like I said, about 50 years at this point. But all right back to work with this team. We got our Super Bowl win. We achieved all of the goals for this rebuild. Let's see how many Super Bowls we can win for this team. and how long we can keep this as the best roster in the league. But this is kind of a weird spot to be in. We underperformed in the regular season, but we won the Super Bowl. So does that mean we don't have any issues? Do we not actually have the issues we had during the regular season? I don't know. Did we just get lucky? So I'm obviously not gonna tear down the team after that. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'll still just stick to the plan of adding more offensive line because Saunders, I don't know what happened. He was good the first year, but this is why I never trust linemen in Madden. I mean, he was pretty good the first year. 5 sacks for center, that's not bad in Madden at all. 10 is something. So yeah, we'll still fix the O-line. Like, what else should we do? I don't know. But for re-signings, we do have a little more money now. We'll pick up the 5th year for Beachum. Definitely didn't hit the overall I thought he would yet. Still only a 93. He's the best free safety in the league, though. Been getting a steady, like, pick a year. That's fine. But Hines Allen, I absolutely want back. Mel, how has he done? He was kind of bad this year, but really good the last couple years. We'll see. I don't know if he's worth paying. So let's restructure everything, and let's do all we can to get back to a Super Bowl. While we still have Bijan, because he is probably what's carrying us. Him in this pass rush. But all right, we now have 42 mil. I thought it would be more. That probably means we're gonna have a lot of contracts coming up next year. But Hines Allen, I'll go player friendly. I don't want to risk it. Player friendly, 1 year, 30.3. He takes it. Okay, good. Amel, I'm not gonna bring back. We'll see. We might bring him back in free agency, but I want to see if we can get an upgrade rather than pay him. I do want Gadecki back. He was really good. I'll go 1 year, 9 mil. I'm more than fine with that. But just like that, we're out of money again. So I guess we can't do anything in free agency. Also, we had 2 Amels. This was just some random unsigned or undrafted guy a couple years ago I signed. He stuck around on the practice squad and futures contracts, I guess, but 2 Amels in the same year, I've never seen that last name before. But all right, I think I'm gonna release Kobe Turner. He had 1 good year for us, but he's regressing. He's 32 at this point. I think it's time to let him go. Got him a Super Bowl win, that's cool, but Myles Garrett is available in free agency. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. We could have both Josh Allens. Now, we don't have nearly enough money. I'm still kind of thinking about QB, though. Definitely. Even though we won the Super Bowl. I mean, we could make the whole Eli Manning argument that because he won a Super Bowl, he's a Hall of Famer. Like, with Grant Walker playing as, like, the 22nd-ish best QB in the league, if he wins another Super Bowl, does that mean he's a Hall of Fame candidate? Guess we'll see. But I really don't think there's a lot we can do this year. I might sign one lineman, but like, will whoever we sign even play well? I don't know. There aren't really any great centers. There's Eric McCoy, but he's 34, and he's been pretty good this year, or this rebuild. How about Calvin Newsome, 26, superstar dev. We do need a right guard now. I would go 3 years, 48. Oh, we're gonna have to go player friendly, I think. That's risky, because what if he sucks? I'll go 2 years, 37. Oh, that doesn't get us the lead. How about 3 years, 56? We'll see. If we don't get him, we probably should try to get a lineman still, but we'll see. Does he sign? He does. Okay. I am going to trade Dominic Pooney, though. He's been horrible these last couple of years. We'll pick up a 4th from the Falcons. Not a lot, but it's better than having him on the roster with how he's been playing. I think I need to manually move him to right guard because the Falcons need right guard. And if I don't put him there, they won't realize they have 2 guards on the roster, so they'll still draft one or try to sign one or something. And I'm also going to trade Saunders for a 4th to the Bears. Averaged 7.5 sacks from center these last 2 years. We're not having that. If you suck, we're getting rid of you immediately, and I'm getting full trade value based on your overall. But all right, I think that's all we're gonna do. Still need a couple more linemen at least, even though it doesn't look like it. And then we probably need a corner. We actually have a 1st round pick this year, so we'll see what we can do. But all right, in the draft, we pick at 32, of course. There's still, at least there's 1 1st round talent lineman this year. Jermichael Floyd. Oh my God. Derek Bushrod. There's that Bushrod last name again. This dude might be an 85 overall. I mean, not actually, but probably an 80, and probably normal dev. Oh, he's projected to go number 2 overall. Okay, that makes sense. I don't see a single good running back this year. Not that we need one. I don't even know I'm looking, but I guess let's just get to our 1st pick and we'll see what we want to do. Might trade down, but at this point, I just might just spend picks to spend them. All right, there is Deontay Sims, 1st round talent corner. I'm surprised. I thought he would be like 1st to 2nd or even 2nd to 3rd. So maybe this isn't a good draft, but he looks fine. I guess ranked like 22 with normal dev. Ranked 19 with normal dev. Okay, not bad value. But round 2, why do we have this extra 2nd? I can't remember. What did we get this for? What did we get this for? Oh, the corner. Yeah, but we'll take Floyd. He looks good. Again, I just don't think this is that strong of a draft class. These don't look like usual 1st round talents. We'll take him though. Ranked 17. Also normal dev. This game's killing me, man. I know we won a Super Bowl, but this drafting, I'm trying. Normally, I'm pretty good at drafting, but like this has been something. There's some good-looking safeties like Weeks. We might take him at some point. Should I go with a lineman first or him? Honestly, is there a good receiver? I feel like this is a range where there could be one. I don't really see one though. Reddick might be pretty good, but he has a couple F ratings, so I don't know. All right, yeah, I'll go Luke Weeks. Actually, what's his speed? Great speed, good excel, only solid change of direction, but that's fine. He looks pretty good. If he doesn't have A awareness though, he might not be that good. He doesn't have good pursuit. Oscar Fox might be better. He's slower, no combine, no pro day. He was hurt for it, but he has better pursuit. Guaranteed A awareness. Yeah, he might be better. I don't know. Ranked 18. What is happening? Can we get a hidden dev, please? Mike Griffin, please. Please have hidden dev. Thank you. God. You know what? I might get goofy here. There's a first round talent QB still available, or first round projected QB. We do probably need a backup at this point. I might take him just for fun. How many elite throw power QBs are there? These guys probably all suck, but yeah, they all have F awareness. I'll take McDermott though. He's probably bad. Like, what's the point? Are there any decent linemen left? Let's go Burke. Sure. Rank 51, hidden dev, probably will be a starter by the midseason. But all right, here's how we did in the draft. Yes, I think this was a bad draft class. The best players we got were 75s. We got 3 of them. They're pretty good, but Mike Griffin, 74. Why? There wasn't a single 77. That's weird. There's a really good linebacker. That's kind of cool, but, well, good for late round too. He's not that good. We've drafted better later, just middle linebackers. I'm yapping a lot today. This wasn't that good of a draft. There was a really good safety that I guess we could have taken, but why would I have looked at safety with our first pick? I guess if I would have played this optimally, I would have taken him first, and then, like, I don't know. There really wasn't another good corner. I wish there was an in-between, because now that I use normal corner draft strength, all the corners are terrible. I mean, not terrible. It's actually pretty balanced now. There was a 79, there was a 76, there was a 75, 2 75s. That's about like other positions. Also, wait, is Flynn the one with the 3A route running ratings? Is he the one I said would be an 80? If it was, he is. Or no, it was Bushrod. Never mind. He's only a 78. But either way, we had an okay draft. I guess we'll take it because we have to. Hold on. In free agency, there are some interesting players. Myles Garrett is available. I don't... That'd be a little bit unrealistic, but I mean, someone's gonna sign him. I don't really see why it can't be us. We definitely don't need him, but we don't not need him. I mean, I want those back-to-back Super Bowl wins. Let me restructure any deals we can. I don't know what we can even restructure. Oh, Newsome, okay. Young, sure. I should be enough to get Garrett. I did see someone else I wanted too. So Myles Garrett didn't get signed. Welcome to the team. And Lonnie Glover. Oh, only normal dev, but 85 overall receiver available. Sure. Won't play that much, or won't, yeah, he won't play that much, but I mean, why not? This has been such a wild rebuild. What a roller coaster. Even more than usual. There's a QB named Kevin Zeitler. That's interesting. We need a backup QB. There's Jalen Milrow. That's interesting. We'll see. I don't know. This isn't that important. I just wanted to point out Kevin Zeitler, a backup QB. You know what? This is kind of random, but I realize I never really check who the current 99 overalls are, but I feel like this is kind of interesting. There's surprisingly only 7 of them, or no, that's more than 7. 9 of them being Amon-Ra St. Brown, Aiden Hutchinson, Puka Nacua, Kyle Hamilton, Cam Ward, Brock Bowers, so that's cool. We have 1 of the 9. Ashton Genty, Omarion Hampton, and Dion Walker. That's interesting. Just thought it was kind of an odd group. Some of those make sense, but some of them are kind of unique. But all right, this is just kind of a minor trade. I mean, kind of. It's a current starter for us. We're trading Gunnar Helm to the Vikings for a 4th. We have too many tight ends on the roster, and I didn't want to cut George Manuel with superstar dev. I didn't want to cut Hicks because he's only 23 with stars, so I traded Helm. Like, look at our tight ends. I also, like, I might lower my draft classes back to normal. I know people don't like it. It's not as big of numbers. I get it, but, like, there are too many good players. It's kind of unrealistic. But all right, here is a look at the team heading into year 7, I think. I lose track of the years so bad, but I think it's year 7. We're up to a 92 overall. This team is very good. We've done well with the Raiders so far, especially in the regular season, but we did finally get our Super Bowl win last year. So this is our opportunity to go back to back. This is probably probably the best team we're gonna have until maybe year 9 or 10, probably year 10, because I think this team is gonna get very expensive. We're gonna have some retirements. All 3 of our edge rushers might retire this year, which, by the way, can we talk about the fact that we managed to get Max Crosby, Myles Garrett, and Josh Hines-Allen on the same team, whether they're 34 or not? Like, that's wild. They're still all pretty much playing in their prime despite being 33 and 34, or 34 and 35. As has been the case, the one thing that concerns me is this offensive line and QB play. I didn't, like, Walker, these are really good numbers for real life. I didn't realize this was like 14th and 27th based on numbers. Now, you can excuse that a little bit because the O-line play, but I mean, O-line play is a quarterback thing in Madden. It just is. You can have a bad O-line on paper if you get a quarterback with like great sense of pressure or whatever it's called. Now, he is thankfully ranked 11 for QBs, so that's cool at least, but we'll see if he actually plays like it. But all right, y'all know the team by this point. It's a very good roster. I would guess the highest overall in the league still. I don't think we would have been past this year, especially with how broke teams are. There are more 90s now. The Chiefs are 91. There are lots of 90s in this group, but we are the highest overall team still. Took us a while to get here, but we got here. But all right, let's get to the midseason point. I'll remember to rearrange the specialists this year, and we'll see how we end up doing. We better be good. We will be good. We need to be confident. I'm gonna guess like 4-3 or something, maybe 5-2. I don't know. Okay, never mind. We are 7-0 at the midseason. Perfect. We have the second best offense in the league, second best defense. I don't know what's keeping us from being first, but I'm not gonna complain about that, especially with how bad it could be. But I mean, this offensive line still sucks. I don't know if it's fixable. I think it's just Grant Walker. 17 sacks allowed. Should I just stop trying to make the offensive line good? Because I don't think it will be, unfortunately. Okay, I'll bench Carl Cooper at least, and maybe Luke Gadecki. Of course, he was good last year, horrible this year. Many such cases. I'll probably bench Bost. Like, he's on pace to allow 7 sacks from center. Just, there's nobody playing well on the offensive line other than Newsome. And debatably Beckford, because that's left tackle. But yeah, let's bench the right side. Should I try Newbie again? I don't want to. He sucks. I don't like him. How about Jermichael Floyd? We'll probably leave right tackle because I don't want to put Newbie there. I'd be maybe comfortable with him at right guard, not right tackle. Gonna keep interior O-line as our focus position until it's good, if it ever is good. But all right, for re-signings, we have a good amount, it looks like. Trevor Rosenthal, Jalen Wall, Chris Duran, who's a starter now, Timmy Beckford, James Newby, thank God, get him out of here. Tyleek Williams, or I almost called him Nate Crosby, Max Crosby, Myles Garrett, Josh Hines-Allen. Okay, well, if they don't retire, we'll probably lose all 3 of them either way. No, we can probably bring Crosby back, but I mean, we'll see who retires. Lonnie Glover's kind of a starter, more so like a 4th. Luke Gadecki. Now, I don't think I'm gonna bring both of these linebackers back. I think I'll bring one back. Do we want to bring Rosenthal or Wall back? Rosenthal's 3 years younger with a better dev trait. They're about the same overall. Who's cheaper on a per year basis? Let me see. Does it tell you how much it is per year? I don't feel like doing math. He's 23 mil a year. Wall is 17.6 mil a year. I'd probably rather do that, even though Rosenthal is a lot younger. 4 years, 80 for Wall. I mean, we could just bring neither back, but I'll re-sign Chris Duran. Should we? We have other good dev trait tight ends. Well, I mean, he is one of the 2. There's him, and then there's the superstar tight end, and then we have a star dev tight end. We'll bring Duran back. He's cheap. Beckford, we'll see. He's playing well so far, but we'll see how he ends up doing. Tyleek Williams, we'll see. Max Crosby, I'll give 1 year 28. We'll see if he retires, but if not, he'll be back. I am gonna re-sign Zach Walsh. He's only 24, 80 overall, very cheap. He re-signs, so we could let these 2 go and he would be okay. We would want to add another, but he would be okay if we do lose both. And then we'll see about the rest of these guys. So we could lose a lot of our defenses here and some of our offensive line, but that might be addition by subtraction. I don't know. But okay, we once again end up going 15-2. I was hoping for a second 17-0 season from this Raiders team. Looks like Walker was better this year. Very good season. Almost 4,500 yards, 34 touchdowns, 3 picks. Really good completion percentage. Still sacked 37 times. Bijan is slowing down a little bit, but still, his slowing down is still 5.2 per carry. Only 1,000 rushing yards, but we barely run the ball. 13 touchdowns, 1,300 yards for Bowers, 11 touchdowns, almost 1,000 for Young, 800 for Winters, 600 for Duran. Blocking, yeah, go figure. Our big free agent signing was terrible. Newsome, what happened? He had 2 sacks allowed at the midseason. Allowed 7 in the second half of the year. Shocking, almost like I called that when we signed him. That's why I don't like signing linemen, because instead of just spending a draft draft pick on him. You have to pay him to suck rather than them being on a rookie deal and sucking. But Beckford was fine. The rest of our line was honestly fine. Floyd wasn't great, but he was slightly better than Cooper. Oh, he had normal? I thought he was one of the hidden dev linemen. I meant to start whoever had hidden dev. Oh, well. But Sanders, 98 tackles. TFL's 18 for Garrett and sacks. 36 from Myles Garrett. Fire EA into the sun. EA is a garbage company. I'm sorry. What are we doing? What do you mean 36 sacks? I've said before on the channel, I've seen Myles Garrett get like 35 sacks before. If you thought I was crazy, well, here you go. These are like some rookie mode, playing the career and just dominating the CPU kind of numbers. Like, what are we doing, man? He had a whole team's worth of sacks, a whole pretty good team's worth of sacks on his own. That's insane. That makes 14 from Max Crosby look like nothing, even though that's really good. 9 for Hall, only 3 for Hines Allen. I did play him a decent bit. He didn't do that well though, but 2 for Madden and Johnson, and then 1 for a few players. Oh yeah, also I should mention, I played Myles Garrett kinda as a rush defensive tackle. I made him the #1 rush defensive tackle, also the #1 rush end on each side. I made Max Crosby the #2 rush end on each side, and then Hines Allen the #3 rush end on each side. So they kind of rotated a little bit, and I mean, that worked out pretty well. That's what I usually do anyways, just not really with a defensive end at rush D tackle. I would say that worked out pretty well though. But 2 picks for Madden and Johnson, 1 for a few players. This game sucks ass. I've said that a few times in this rebuild, but holy, we're just getting everything wrong with Madden in this rebuild. Joe Burrow wins like his 3rd or 4th MVP here. I lost count. Walker at #4, that's cool. Mahomes on the Steelers. I don't think I could think of a weirder team for him to be on. Mac Jones still up here. Myles Garrett makes the MVP list. That's not really surprising. Probably should have won it, breaking the sack record by like 13. Torrey Horton, NFC Offensive Player of the Year. That's unique. But Jamar Chase, AFC Offensive Player of the Year. Finally not a QB. Walker at 5, speaking of QBs. Defensive Player of the Year. Yeah, I wonder who. If he didn't win this, I would have never played Madden again. I don't know. Max Crosby at #4. Dorian Silver, Bills Offensive Rookie of the Year. Cool. I don't even know I felt like reading it out. It's not important. Matt Sawyer at #9. Oh yeah, that's a slow running back that we took. I mean, he's not slow, but he had like bad change of direction. But we get cucked for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Suck me. Sims at #2. Reeves at 9. This is certainly a video game of all time. But speak of the devil, we're going to be taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers in the divisional. Of course, with Patrick Mahomes, like we just saw, still a 99 overall, actually a 94, but playing up to a 99 overall. We're number 13. That's something. Also have a 91 overall backup QB. I guess he's an 88. Okay, sure. They have Matthew Golden, still have George Pickens. This is an interesting team, I guess. But we are 5 overall better than them. We have a 6 overall better offense, 4 better overall defense. We should be able to win this game, and go figure, we don't. We need to figure out a way to go 10-7. How can we perfectly go 10-7? Because that's the best shot you got. See, the Falcons won their playoff game at 10-7. Let's just hope we go 10-7. That's really all we can do. But all right, still 3 more years to try to win a 2nd Super Bowl for this team. It looks like the Bengals won the Super Bowl. Is that their first finally with like 3 or 4-time MVP Joe Burrow? I don't know, but we still have to re-sign some pretty good players. I guess I'll re-sign Beckford, 2 years, 26. He re-signs. I don't feel amazing about that, but I might just let both of these linebackers walk. They're too expensive. They're not interested, so like whatever. If y'all want to join another team, sure. I don't want to pay that much for a linebacker. But Myles Garrett didn't retire. Yeah, I think I'll re-sign him. He did pretty well last year. Nothing crazy. If Madden franchise is anything, at least the simulation, it definitely isn't boring. The only boring thing is maybe how predictable it is sometimes, but like, there's always something that shouldn't happen, but there's always something. But all right, I'll let both of the linebackers go. I think we'll let everyone else walk other than Garrett. I'll go 2 years, 66. He takes it. That's not bad at all for breaking the sack record by 13 or 13 and a half or however many. Josh Hines Allen is still around. I mean, with how he played last year, I'll probably let him go. Glover will let go. Gadecki ended up doing really well. I'll pay him 1 year, 4.4. I don't trust him to do well again necessarily, but all right, let's get into free agency. I don't know if we're gonna do too much because we don't have that much money, but we'll see. But let's see, is there anyone we want to sign in free agency or anyone we can sign? We just don't have that much money. Let's see, I'll go for Kerry Callahan. He's cheap. We need a linebacker, and that might be it. I'm not gonna sign another lineman. Didn't go well last time. Big surprise. guys. We'll just draft them until we get a good one. They're not going to play well anyway, so whatever. I'm such a negative person, but like, it's real. Our O-line has not played well. So we'll sign Callahan. That's all we're going to do. We only have like 7 mil left in cap, 8 mil apparently. So let's draft some more linemen. Big surprise. Is there anything else we need to draft? Probably a third defensive end and maybe a corner. This small guy has superstar dev though. I mean, he's 24 and only a 73 overall, but that's something. But all right, this year we pick at 28. I forgot we had the first round bye. I was thinking we'd have like 24, but 28, it is what it is. Did we find any first round or top 5 talents? I don't know. The players I focus scouted didn't show up. I focus scouted a right tackle. Okay, this was pretty easy to tell. Nolan Grayson, he's really good. I mean, look at his ratings. This is how good tackles have to look to even be first round talents, let alone top 5. Like, we'll probably take him here because I think he would go before our second round pick. I focus scouted these 2 defensive ends. They're not all that good. I just wanted to focus scout the 21-year-olds, but nah, oh well. Ooh, this defensive tackle. He looks pretty good. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna take that tackle round 1. I might even trade down a little bit just to pick up free value because why not? So let's get down to 28. Let's trade down to 32. The Bengals have an extra second for some reason. I didn't know teams really trade for high draft picks. We'll pick up 96 to move down 4 spots. I don't know if they would want to do that, but guess what? We're doing it against their will. Let's take Nolan Grayson here. Very, very good looking player. The rare, good, non-top 5 pick tackle in Madden. We'll take him. Ranked 6, got him at 32. So close to being a top 5 talent, but very, very good pick. But let's just see if we can find another top 5 talent. I mean, why not? Let's just go BPA. Will Dowling looks pretty good. Maybe Moody. They're not that athletic though. Dowling has elite agility, but not really anything else. Corner, these guys look pretty good. I like James Mack. Swinton has elite speed, but nothing else. I might go Mack. We need a linebacker. Weldon looks pretty good. Ooh, we might have found something here. He's day 3 though. He's 130. Swinton, or no, I wanted Mack. He's 91. Day looks pretty good. Pretty good. There are 2 first round talent centers. I didn't even look at the centers. Okay, this looks like a good draft class for our positions in need. What should we go with first though? I mean, center's probably the biggest need, right? There's Villarreal or however you say that. What is that last name? Mazika? Something. I think I like Erickson more though, just cause, yeah, he looks slightly better and he's supposed to go later. Okay, he's supposed to go 94. Weldon 130. Mac 91. Is there a way we can get all 3? We're not gonna get Dowling, but that's fine. Or was Dowling the one I wanted? I don't know. Okay, first, I'll go with Erickson. He looks really good. I didn't even see his combine yet, but that was also very good. Is this a top 10 talent? I would guess top 12. Number 9, hidden dev. So we got number 6, number 9. Nice. Man, should we trade up? Because I think both of those players I want will go. Maybe they won't though. What if I trade up these 2 picks? 96 and 124. What could we get with that? All right, we'll move up from 96 to 87. That could help. Let's see who's left. The corner isn't here. Weldon is. Hennings also looks pretty good. How athletic is he? About the same. Yeah, about the same. It lists throw power for every... I just noticed that, or I just remembered that. Why does it list throw power for every position? Who's better, though? I guess probably Weldon. They look so similar, though. Hennings could have better zone, I guess. It's just the same player twice. Let's go Weldon. 71. I thought he would be a little better. Okay, whatever. I wish I took the corner. Well, no, I guess we couldn't have. We had to pick between the center and the corner. Whatever. I'm fine with what we did. But okay, here's how we did in the draft. Grayson 79 overall. I was hoping he would be even slightly better than that, like an 80 something, but I mean, that's still really good. I'm not going to complain too much. He's a very good player. And then Erickson right behind him at a 78. Sounds good. Weldon's fine. He's a 74. I also took Corliss Ross. He's a decent guard. And then Rico Sierra was, I guess, the better of the linebackers we took. He actually had hidden and he's a year younger. So we'll take that. Could develop into something. We'll see. But yeah, very good draft. Our first in a while. I mean, that's what we needed, so we'll take it. But all right, here is a look at the team heading into year 8. We're looking good. I think we finally have a good O-line, especially a good O-line on paper. We'll see if it actually plays well. It better, but I'm sure it won't. Everything on this team is good on paper. There is nothing bad. Nothing should be bad. Nothing will be bad. We need to be confident. All right, we're 4-2 at the midseason. Our offense is not good, but this might be perfect. If we finish like 10-7, we might get our second second Super Bowl win. Hell, 9-8 might be better if we make the playoffs at 9-8, which 5 teams a year do, so we probably will. Okay, Grant Walker, he's doing well. He's not the problem. The blocking is like slightly better than last year. Bijan, not the problem. What's the problem? Grayson, our superstar, 82 overall right tackle. I guess he's only ranked 25, but like, should he really be allowing 6 sacks in 345 snaps on pace for like 17? Yeah, if he plays a full 1,000 snaps, it would be like 16, 17, somewhere around there. Beckford not doing well. Newsome not doing well. So no, this is terrible actually. This is 15 sacks through 6 games. I'm used to seeing 15 to 20 sacks through 7 games. That's not great. It's just a Walker issue. Like, we can't really fix this. I might as well not even bench Grayson, because like, we'll just have to hope he gets better. It might slightly improve, but sometimes when you leave the same players in, they get better. Sometimes they don't, but we'll see. But Beachum, we have to re-sign. Bost, Young, McLaughlin, Crawford, Bijan. Okay. Swain's a starter. Crosby's a starter, obviously. All right, this is rough. I guess we'll start with Bijan. I'll go 2 years, 21. That's not bad at all. He doesn't take it. I clicked through that too fast because I just assumed he was going to take it, but he didn't. How has Beachum been playing? Is he worth the deal he's on? I mean, almost certainly not. No, he's been mid. Like, he hasn't been horrible, but like 4 career picks as a 95 overall through 4.5 seasons. Not great. Do I trade him for like a first and a second? That might be worth it. He's not playing nearly worth his overall. I mean, maybe he just isn't getting targeted. I don't know. We're gonna get a 1 and a 2 from the Broncos for him. I just realized that's interdivision. Do I care? Do I care enough to undo that? Not really. We'll leave it. That's fine. I wouldn't have normally traded him there, but when we have so many other players to re-sign here, I feel like we need to save money. Bost, he has not played well. If he does well this year, then sure. I guess, well, no, we benched him last year, right? Did we? Some of the years kind of blend together in rebuilds. But Young, I'll go 3 years, 40. That's fine. Everyone else we'll see. I'll bring back one of these guys for sure. We just got to see who it's going to be. I'm just assuming Crosby will retire, so I'm not going to mess with re-signing him right now. But all right, let's get to the end of the season. We're doing all right. We now have a hole at safety, but I don't think that'll matter. As wild as that is, getting rid of a 95 overall safety, I don't think that's going to make much of a difference. That's just how it works usually. Damn it, we finished with the record I wanted, but we miss the playoffs. We do go 9-8 with the best roster in the league, but we miss the playoffs. There were 2 9-8 teams in the playoffs for the NFC, but none for the AFC. That's tough. But it was our offense that was the issue. 42 sacks allowed. Oh my God, dude. Bijan was fine. Bowers, 1,000 yards, 900 for Winners, almost 900 for Young. Where did that come from? 15 sacks for Beckford. Grayson ended up being okay. How do I fix this? Everyone's just randomly bad. Like, he's a top 10 left tackle and he allows 15 sacks after being okay for Madden, by Madden standards, the other years. Do y'all see why I get so frustrated? Like, how do I fix this? You know what? With as well as Walker is playing, I think this was it. I know we won a Super Bowl with him, but he's the 3rd ranked quarterback in the league, still only 26. Not that passer rating is necessarily everything, but I don't mind passer rating. I feel like some people complain about it. I feel like it's fairly accurate. I feel like it weighs too much into completion percentage. That's the one thing. What? Oh, I'm in AFC. I'm in NFL. I was like, why were there only 16 QBs this year? He was 25th for passer rating, leaving out Mason Smith, who played, I guess, a good part of the year. So I guess I could count him and make him 26th. Like, again, the O-line could be an excuse, but I think the O-line is his fault, as I've said quite a few times at this point. To be fair, none of the lines are good here, but holy shit, dude. How many sacks are going around? There was an average of like 38 this year, it seems like. At least, maybe more, because some had 57, 56. Oh. Okay, nobody with an insane amount, but a lot with over 10. This game's so weird. Like, what? I don't know. Whatever. I've complained enough about the game, but like, it's so frustrating. What do I do? But Sanders, 114 tackles. Garrett and Hall led the team with 15 TFLs and sacks. 15 for Crosby, 12 for Garrett, 9 for Hall, nothing else. I was hoping McLaughlin, he was just a 69 overall that the CPU picked, but I was hoping he could do well enough to win defensive Defensive Rookie of the Year? I don't think so with half a sack. To be fair, he didn't play that much. I thought he would play more. I thought he would be a starter, basically, because I had Garrett as a rush defensive tackle. Why didn't he play, actually? Did we have a 3-man defensive line? Hold on. What happened? Okay, no. Wait, did we? Okay, no. Swain played a decent bit. Didn't get a single sack, though. Had 9 TFLs, but isn't he a pass rusher? He's a run stopper, but he has 78 power moves, 78 power rusher, so I don't know why he got 0 sacks, but whatever. I guess a 78 isn't that good at this point, but I'm just yapping. 3 picks for Will Johnson, 2 for Sanders, and then 1 for a couple players. Mahomes wins MVP now on the Giants. They finally moved on from Mac Jones, who was playing way too well. I just did a Cowboys rebuild, so I keep thinking we're the Cowboys. Bijan at 8 for Offensive Player of the Year. Crosby at 3 for Defensive Player of the Year. Garrett at 8. Now that I think about it, I probably should have set defensive end as our focus position for this year, but I said offensive line, which isn't bad either, because both could be rough next year. I'm assuming both of these guys will finally retire. Maybe not, though. We'll see. I thought his name was Grady Jarrett. I thought we were going to have 2 different position QBs. Unless he's not a QB. Who does that face look like? I used to say that looks like Mac Jones. It kind of looks like someone else to me. I don't know. Kind of unsettling for some reason. But let's see. Sierra all the way down at 8 for Defensive Rookie of the Year. How many rookies played this year? I think more rookies are starting again. But all right. Disappointing season, but this is the year we're going to blow it all up. Not so much the defense. Our defense was amazing. It was the best in the league. So trading our safety away, the best safety in the league, I was right. Didn't have an impact. Nothing changed. Did we even get better? I can't remember what our defense was ranked at the midseason. I don't know. Either way, we're changing this offense. And I rarely do quarterback trades, especially for the 3rd highest overall QB in the league at 27 years old. This might be the biggest trade I have ever done. I don't care how he's performed. He is the 3rd highest overall QB in the league. I'm getting full value for him. And I don't think that should be controversial. He is the 3rd best quarterback in the league at 27 years old. I might even not take enough value for him, but I'm gonna get a lot. But for re-signings, Bost, how did he do? I kind of forgot. Was he good? 6 sacks? I'm not paying him. We'll just draft a center. I said it as our focus position. I don't know if, I mean, we could because we'll have a new QB and it'll probably make him play better. I was gonna say I should have traded Walker a while ago, but we did get a Super Bowl win, so I'm glad I didn't. But now feels like the right time to trade him. But let's see. I'll restructure everything because why not? I think I just restructured Walker on accident. That's probably not great, but oh well, that's fine. He's on a super cheap deal anyways. He won't be on his next one. See, again, this is why you take 20-year-old players. With how mid he's played like the 25th best QB-ish, somewhere in that range. At best, like 15th, 14th. He has developed up to a 96 overall and the 3rd best in the league. Look for 20-year-old prospects. Trust me. To be fair, he didn't play well, but like, most do. Depends on the traits. But all right, who do we want to re-sign? We have 20 mil now. I think our first move should be Bijan. He is regressing, but I'll go neutral, 2 years, 17. He takes it. I wasn't sure if he would because he did reject at the midseason, but we get one more player back, probably. Who should that be? Between Bost, McLaughlin, Crawford, I probably won't bring back. We don't really use him. It's really those 2. It does look like Max Crosby did finally retire. Bost, I'll go 2 years, 20.6, and if he plays bad, we'll just trade him because he has superstar dev. We're gonna need a corner now, but McLaughlin's 29, hasn't had a pick in a couple years. He did have 3 1 year, but has only had 7 pass deflections through 2 full starting years. I'm good. Let's get to work. Well, I say work. I think it's only gonna be 1 trade. We'll see how much we can get, how much I feel like getting, and from who. All right, because there are only 2 more seasons, or 2 more drafts, I guess 2 more seasons too. I was just gonna take 3 firsts for Walker straight up, but I'll take 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and a 3rd. I feel like that's about 3 firsts value. The 3rd might be a little too much, but this is the 3rd best quarterback in the league. I don't know that the 3rd best quarterback in the league has ever been traded, really. You could debate Russ the year before he got traded, played like a top 3 or even 2 QB, but the year he was coming off of, it was a little bit of a down year and he got hurt, and that was more. The Broncos traded more than this, I think, right? And Russ was older at the time, so I feel like we're not taking enough technically, but it's fine. Ooh, hold on, that's huge. I just realized old man Myles Garrett did not retire. He's 37. Hang him up, Unc. But like, maybe he shouldn't. Look at his numbers. What are we doing? What is this game? He's broken the sack record 4 times and tied it once. What are we doing? How is this game allowed to exist? How? I don't get it. The NFL could have such a massive video game. That would be such good marketing for younger fans to eventually become fans of the sport when they're older, like lifetime fans of the NFL. Why do they let EA do this? I don't get it. I feel like an NFL video game could be so much bigger than it is if it wasn't Madden. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Like, if a company who cared and had competition did it, I feel like it would be huge and not have like a 1.6 star rating or something. Like, I don't know. I've spent this whole video complaining, but we've dealt with some shit here. This has been rough. But all right, in the draft, we have some tough decisions to make here. There is a first-round talent QB, Jake Friedman, but the question is, what will his dev trait be? I feel better about being able to win a QB Offensive Rookie of the Year at this point in the rebuild than I did when we took Walker. We still might have to trade up to get this guy, though. How many teams even need QBs, though? Maybe we won't. The Eagles were, or is that where we traded Walker? I think it was. Yeah, the Eagles were like the one team that maybe needed a QB. I guess debatably teams like the Falcons, because Josh Allen's 37. I don't know if they would take a QB though. Ooh, the Lions do, and the Raiders. Where did their quarterbacks go? They had one when I traded them. I don't think teams really release players for cap purposes. It was past the like retirement point. Oh wait, we have the 8th or the 9th pick. That's our first one. I'm not gonna lie to you, I forgot we had 3 firsts. For some reason, I was still going into this thinking we had 1. Oops. I don't know how I managed that, but sure. But all right. Ooh, I might trade one of those firsts. We'll see though. Ooh, there's a top 5 talent guard, George Bradley, not supposed to go until the end of the second. All right, we need a defensive end. We need a safety. We need a QB. We need probably a lineman. We need a receiver. We need a defensive tackle. We have a lot of needs, but thankfully we have a ton of picks. So I'm not going to trade up. If we have to go with a bridge QB and take a QB next year, I'm probably fine with that. Let's just get to pick 9, and none of the QBs have been taken. Hold on. You know what I just realized? I said the Raiders need a QB. Am I stupid? Don't answer that, actually. Please. So let's fix the Raiders QB need. Jake Friedman out of Wake Forest of all teams. Elite throw power, elite strength, good amount of A ratings. I'm not that used to taking QBs. I figured he would be the best out of the group, honestly. I just wanted to focus scout all 3 just in case, because I don't take QBs that often. But let's go Friedman. Ranked 15, got him at 9. I mean, I figured he would have normal dev, but I'm sick of it, dude. How many X Factors or superstars have we drafted? Like 4 through like 8 drafts? That's what it feels like. Well, excluding tight ends. I don't know if that counts. No, we drafted the linebackers. Did they originally have X Factor? I think one of them did. The other, I think, gained superstar. We had the safety. Small, but I don't think I picked Small, and he's like a 75 overall. Will Johnson, if you want to count him. Not that many, though. And I don't know if that's really my fault. I'm taking the positions I usually pick. I'll say that. But all right, not round 2. Pick 2 of the first round. Well, pick 16, but our second first round pick. You know what I mean. What do we want to do here? I might go with Woodard out of desperation. I don't think he's that good, though. He does have elite speed. Maybe. I mostly rely on private workouts for defensive ends. I can never tell which ones are good. Because really, I don't think he looks all that good still. But the elite speed might carry his overall. I'm not going to take him here. I might just trade this pick back a little bit, to be honest. Because, like, who do I really want here? Unless Rudolph or Weber have, like, elite speed. Like, nah. Rudolph looks pretty good, but he's not supposed to go until 36. Everyone I want is, like, in the early second range. Are there any top 5 talent safeties? I don't see one. Any top 5 talent? There probably is a top 5 talent running back. Surely. One of these two. Probably Allison is better. Yeah, it looks like it. He might be a top 5. He's supposed to go 58. Okay. Might take him. I just want to find the top 5 talents, because that's, like, the only thing that would be worth it to me at this point. Most of them might be gone already, to be fair. Ed Franklin could be pretty good. Never mind. Well, he might be good. I don't know. Okay, yeah, I don't know who the top 5 talents are. Let's trade this back. I want to see, did anyone trade for an early second that has a late first? Because that would be what I want. That would be the package I want. That's around where the players are gonna go that I want to pick. Okay, the Saints have 42 and 43. I don't know if that's early enough. Nah, nobody really fits that. All right, we're gonna move down to 29. We're gonna pick up a 2 and a 3 from the Cowboys. Not really what I wanted, but but I did want to trade down at least, because why not? It's not like we're going to be picking any different players anyways. The one regret I have, not really regret, but I'm curious if Franklin was good. He looked pretty good. I liked the A play rate. That's something I don't normally see from bad edge rusher outside linebackers in Madden. We'll see though. But who should we take first? I might just reach on Woodard. I realize he's not going to be worth it, but we're so desperate. Like, I don't know if I care. He's going to be ranked like, I feel like every time I reach on a defensive end, they're even worse than I expect. They're ranked like 102. We'll see though. He had elite speed. Okay, no, he's 28. Okay, cool. And hidden dev. I'm perfectly okay with that. I've done much worse. But you know what? I think I'm just going to take Bradley here. Top 5 talent. Don't know what we're going to do with him, but we'll start him somewhere. Ranked number 1 in the class. Yeah, sure. I'll take the best player in the class. This might not be that good of a class because some of his ratings weren't perfect, but maybe some of those A's are really good. I don't know. But we have, is that 4 second-round picks now? All right, what do we want to do with these? Should we go with the safety? I don't really see a great athlete. How about Moorhead, Buckner, or Wharton? Okay, well, Buckner and Moorhead are the 2 good athletes. Buckner's slightly stronger. Moorhead has slightly better agility. I don't know that either of these guys are great, but should I take Moorhead? I'm always down for Moorhead. Ranked 24, got him at 41. Hidden dev. Now we're getting the hidden devs when these guys only have like 2 years to develop, of course. But all right, let's take, should we go with the running back? Oh, he is still available. Allison. Was this the one I decided was better? I think so. I don't know if he's amazing, but he looks pretty good. I don't know, man. I wish the ball carrier vision was a tiny bit better. Or like the trucking. He only has B trucking. Maybe he isn't as good as I think he is, but I would guess somewhere in the first. I don't think he's a top 5 talent though, unless this is a bad class. Oh, he's only ranked 36. Okay, I thought he would be better than that, but he's still pretty good. I thought he would be a lot better than that, I'm not gonna lie. But Clifton Walford, is there anything else we should take before him? Because he's not supposed to go until 82. I don't know if we need to draft more linemen, to be fair. We have so many, and I think they will play better with a different QB now. Ooh, Javon Barnett. This dude looks really good. Only good strength, but that might be fine. He looks pretty good. I would guess like a 75 or maybe 6. We do need a defensive tackle. Should I pick him? I get distracted so easily. What did I plan on doing originally? Well, we need a corner, but there just isn't a good one. We need a receiver. Could go John Brown. I always say sounds like a Civil War general name for like old people sounding names, but I'm pretty sure there was a John Brown. I don't know about Civil War general. I can't remember what he did, but I remember whenever I would look up the actual receiver, John Brown, that guy would come up. So I think this is an actual, like, some kind of war person name. I'll take him though. He looks all right. He looks fine. I would guess like 50. Okay. I didn't think he would be ranked 13, but sure. And hidden dev. What did I miss? I guess he's just not bad at anything. He has no F ratings. I guess his release could be, but okay, sure. But all right, the 4th out of our 4 second-round picks. Let's go Clifton Walford out of Texas A&M. Is this the last pick of the draft? Is this the last one I'm gonna make? We'll see. But ranked 14, and we even have 3 third-round picks. It's funny, all of our picks have been on the edge. None in the middle two rows, all on the outside. At least the last couple rounds. But all right, I might take one more corner or one more safety to play at slot corner. Maybe Thomas. He looks okay. He is just okay. Whatever. But all right, here's how we did in the draft. We have our new QB, Jake Friedman, only ranked 63 currently, but should develop a lot, obviously. Just the thing is, hopefully he plays well. He has paranoid sense of pressure. Is that good? That's not great. What is the good one? Hold on. It is, I guess, ideal. There's trigger happy, paranoid, oblivious, average. Okay, I don't know. I don't know if there's any difference between the not good ones, but I wish he had ideal. Either way, we'll hope he wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. Do we have any other offensive rookies? I guess we have John Brown. We'll see if we start him. I think we will, but Woodard's pretty good. He's a 75. Bradley is an 82 overall. Very, very good player. Moorhead's pretty good. Allison, I'm really disappointed by. I thought he would be close to an 80 before I picked him. Once I saw he was ranked like 35 or whatever, I figured he would be a 74, but he's whatever. John Brown's really good. Clifton Walford is really good at center. I'm trying to remember how many I showed, because I'm also recording this the next morning, but not to break the fourth wall too much. But I think I showed up to here was the last pick. Maybe here. I don't know. Either way, we did very well. This might be the most picks we've ever had in a draft. I don't know. We did a lot of trading this past year. Oh yeah, and by the way, George Bradley is the best player in the class by 3 overall. This was not a very good draft class at all. At least we got the best player player, though. This was a really terrible draft class, honestly. Kind of unlucky this is the year we have so many picks, but it is what it is. But all right, heading into year 9, the second to last year, we are down to an 89 overall. I mean, that's to be expected when we traded away the best free safety in the league and the 3rd best QB in the league. We also have negative 17 mil in cap still. I guess probably because of how many first round or just how many draft picks we had in general. And maybe a penalty for trading Walker. I don't know if it would have been too much though. But we're still at a 92 overall on offense, 87 on defense. Knowing Madden, this will be our best year in a long time somehow, even though this is the worst roster we've had in a long time. After this year, I hate to say it, but for year 10, it might be kind of rough. It depends, because Bijan Robinson is going to be down to like an 85 or something. He won't be doing that well anymore. That's like one of the most important things in Madden. And then Myles Garrett will definitely retire by that point. So we're going to need running back and edge, like the 2 most important things in Madden. Well, actually, I don't know about edge, because you can have like the best pass rush in the league and still a bad defense in Madden for some reason, but it's definitely important. I would say running back is the most important though, so we're gonna need to add one next year, probably, or this off season. But other than that, I feel decent about the team. We'll see how Freedman does as a rookie. Should do well, I would hope. Now down to rank 66 for QBs. That's tough. He's a 3rd string quarterback at a 76. I definitely need to lower something. But anyways, let's get to the midseason point and we will see how this team does. But okay, we are 3-3 at the midseason. That's about what I expected. That's about fair, I would guess. As an 89 overall with a rookie QB, yeah, that seems about fair. We're still up there, but we're kind of mid. It looks like the worst teams right now are only an 87. Or well, I say only, but like, that's still pretty good, is what I mean. There aren't truly any horrible teams. And the best, I think, is a 91, so there's only a 4 overall difference between the best and worst. That's kind of wild. So yeah, 3-3, that's fine, especially with a rookie QB. Now, my question is, how is he doing? Is he the problem? No, still sacked 18 times. How do I fix this? Are we never gonna have a good O-line again? Malone, or what I say Malone, Newsome is terrible. Grayson is not very good, but we do have replacements for these guys, but like Grayson, I just left in last year and he ended up doing not well, but got better. We have depth linemen at this point though. I'm gonna bench him. Newsome, I called it when we signed him. Let's start, who do we want to start? I might switch Bradley to left guard and then put Cooper as our right guard, Bradley Cooper. It's either that or Floyd. We'll just go with Cooper. We still need O-line despite having a good O-line. I love this game, if you couldn't tell. You know what? No, I'm going to start Walford because he's a rookie. I put him at, he was a center. I moved him to left tackle because he has a good tackle build, but we'll try him at right guard. And then I'll put Erickson in at right tackle. Will the O-line ever be good? We'll find out. We have 2 more years, or a year and a half. But for re-signings, Brock Bowers, Calvin Newsome, hell no. Let me just withdraw that now. Jeremy Hall, he's developed really well. He's up to a 90. What does that rank? I would guess like 12. 8, okay, pretty close. 94 finesse moves now, 92 block shed. I'm not gonna lie, off of these ratings, I'm surprised he's not higher than a 90. Those are some, well, I guess a 90's about right. Those are some good ratings. Callahan is cheap. We'll probably bring him back. Beckford, he's doing well so far, but he's probably going to allow like 15 sacks again. He's going to have a rough last 11 games. Like, we still have 11 games to go. We've allowed 18 sacks through 6 games. So I'm not going to re-sign him yet. Let's just start with Bowers at the top. I'll go 4 years, 87. He takes it. Wait, 4 years, 87. That's it? Like 9 years in the future? It would probably be like 4 years, 200 for the best tight end in the league at that point. But we'll go 3 years, 67 for Hall. Callahan, I'll go 2 years, 13. And then I'll wait on Beckford. I'm not going to re-sign a lineman at the midseason. It'll make him play like garbage in the rest of the year. But Sanders, he's going to be 32. He's done really well. We'll see. Damn, he's done super well. We'll see what he regresses down to. Myles Garrett, I'm just assuming is going to retire. If you, hold on, here's a weird question that I doubt people would really know. If you re-sign a player like at the midseason, does it make them less likely to retire? I'll re-sign him just in case. Because I think, I don't know, we'll just see. But all right, let's get to the end of the year. I'm guessing we won't make the playoffs this year. We're going to have a horrible line again, probably, but this is a rebuilding year. We're trying to set ourselves up for a Super Bowl win in the final season. So we'll see how we end up finishing this year. But all right, go figure. We finished 7-10 in year 9, but these are going to be some pretty important stats. fuck? The 7-10 Chargers made the playoffs. We almost made the playoffs at 7-10. 2K, please save us. Somebody, some other company. EA can't make a game. Like, good lord. 4-9-8 teams and a 7-10 team in the playoffs. Cool. But Friedman as a rookie, he wasn't great. He didn't have a good second half to the year. 4,100 yards, almost 42. 27 touchdowns, 20 picks. That's not super great. He had what, 9-4 at the midseason, so he was on pace for like 25-11, but I think he threw more picks than touchdown passes in the last 11 games. That's tough. Sacked 41 times. Bijan definitely slowing down, but still 4.5 per carry. I think this is going to be his final year here. At this rate, he's probably going to dip into the like 4, maybe 3.9 range next year, so we should look for a new running back. Bowers, 1,100 yards, almost 1,000 for Winters, 850 for Young. Yep, that's why I didn't re-sign Beckford at the midseason. 11 sacks allowed, which I've seen worse, but that's not good. Oh, George Bradley, 8 sacks allowed. 5 for Erickson, okay. Bost was good, surprisingly. Walford was really good. Wait, who did I end up starting? Oh yeah, never mind, that's right. Erickson and Walford are who we put in. I got confused, I don't know why. But Sanders, 115 tackles, TFLs 14 for Garrett and Hall, and sacks 19 for Myles Garrett, 7.5 for Hall, 5 for Woodard. That's going to be like number 2 for Defensive Rookie of the Year. I don't know. There might be more defensive rookies starting at this point, so maybe it won't even be that high, but we'll see. But 3 picks for Small, 2 for Madden, and then 1 for a few players. I wonder how much Small developed, because he had Superstar up to a 78. I don't really think that's good enough. We'll see. But all right, here is the biggest part of this entire rebuild, I guess after our first Super Bowl win. Yearly awards. We're obviously not going to have anyone for MVP, probably not even Offensive Player of the Year unless Bowers makes it. Keelan Diggs wins MVP, that's cool. But Amon-Ra St. Brown wins Offensive Player of the Year on the Texans. Malachi Corley is still a great receiver without a face in the game. For some reason, wasn't he a decently high pick? Why does he not have a face? I don't know. But Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett's probably going to be number 2. I know this game too well. Will Anderson takes it. But Offensive Rookie of the Year, this is the biggest award of this rebuild, I would say. Does Friedman win it? Honestly, I would unfortunately guess no, but we'll see. That might be worst case scenario. He loses it to a division rival, the 7-10 Chargers that made the playoffs. Okay. Well, I think we still need a QB then. I'm not running it back with Friedman, throwing more picks than touchdowns in the second half of the year. Woodard does thankfully win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Okay, I guess that's cool, but I would have much preferred the QB. So this is going to be a tough final offseason. It's possible. It's going to be hard though. Holy shit, dude. The Chargers won the Super Bowl at 7-10. Do y'all get why I complain about this game so much? What are we doing? Also, the AFC has won almost every Super Bowl here. The only one not won by the AFC was this one right here. The Seahawks won 20-13 over the Ravens. Oh my God, dude. What is happening? This might be the worst simulation I've ever seen. I feel like I say that in every rebuild, but oh my God. What are we doing? All right, Calvin Newsome, hell no. Timmy Beckford, no. Carl Cooper, did we ever start him? I feel like we did one year, and we probably benched him. He allowed 4 sacks one year. That was probably at right guard in half a year. No, I don't know. I can't remember. Drew Sanders didn't regress. I'll go 1 year, 10.2, sure. But everyone else, I think we'll let go. But the biggest question is, did Myles Garrett retire? It looks like it. No, he didn't. Why did we regress? Did someone retire? Maybe it was just Myles Garrett regressing. I don't know. That's huge, though. We needed him to stay. But Moorhead only has star. Both of our rookie defensive tackles only have star. We've been getting so unlucky with hidden devs. Fox gained star. That's cool. Madden gained star. Oh, he's already 29 at this point. I didn't realize that. He's the 7th ranked safety, though. Why did he gain superstar? He was fine. It's probably the tackle numbers, I would guess. Ooh, Wolford has superstar and Bradley. But I don't know, man. Friedman didn't gain star. Ooh, Allison and Brown have superstar. So never mind. We got kind of lucky with dev traits this year, finally. At least on offense, not on defense. But I still think we are in search of a QB. Friedman is only ranked 46. We might even have to sign a QB, we'll see. Ooh, there's some pretty good ones. Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. Yeah, we're gonna be signing a QB. I'm not risking drafting one. Would Friedman be a starter for any team? Could we get anything for him? He would be the Giants starter because they don't have one. He would be the Jags starter. He'd be the Packers starter. He'd be the Ravens starter. I'll take a second for him from the Giants. But all right, let's restructure all the deals we can. If we can restructure many, we should be able to. I hope it frees up enough to have a decent free agent class, but we'll see. Oh, I don't know if it did. Is there anyone we can release? Not really. We might have to sign Joe Burrow out of this group, which is more than fine, but he's a lot cheaper than the other two. Will he still play as well? Yeah, it looks like it. Maybe he won't play as well as his peak, but we'll see. Who's the best out of these three? Definitely Mahomes still, but Burrow's like a third of the cost. I'll go 2 years, 32, but what else should we sign? I want to trade for a running back. I'm not going to sign a lineman. We could sign an old defensive end, Uman Mielen. How does he do? He has X factor here, so probably well. Yeah. How about Rousseau? He had 16 sacks this past year. All right, we might have to sign him. He's a little bit interested. And then how about Kamari Lassiter? That would be an upgrade. He had 3 picks this past year. I think that'll be it, though. I would want to sign a defensive tackle, too, but we don't really have the money. If these guys all sign right now and then we restructure them, maybe we'll have enough, but Greg Rousseau, Joe Burrow, Kamari Lassiter, all old players, but good players still. Will they sign? We get Rousseau and Lassiter. How about Burrow? Actually, hold on. Let me restructure these two. Let me see if we can sign a defensive tackle. Maybe not. Maybe not. Well, 7 mil. Who would we want? How about Curtis Thomas, who's like never played in his career? He had 1 season where he had 18 tackles, but we'll see. But Joe Burrow, Curtis Thomas. We get Joe Burrow. This is going to be an interesting final year. We could be decent. As crazy as that seems, we might be okay. Definitely has not gone the way we wanted. At least we got a Super Bowl win. I'm very surprised we did. I'm not going to lie. Also, Joe Burrow was a backup this past year. That's wild. But let's get to the draft this one final time, and we'll see what we can do. But all right, we pick at number 19. Ooh, okay. One of our focus scouts was really good. I kind of thought both of these two would be top 5 talents. I'm not going to lie. Simpson, really good player. I guess I see why he's not a top 5, but I mean, great speed, elite jumping, elite change of direction. I thought that would be enough. Only solid acceleration though, but he's good. I don't know why I focus scouted DBs, but I mean, they're all really good, so sure. What did I make my focus position this year? Oh, I think I forgot to set it at the midseason. I think it just did O-line. Yeah, I changed our scout to defensive end, but I forgot to set the position to defensive end. So it just did O-line again, which is fine. That's what I would rather scout, but most of them aren't fully scouted. They're like 80%, so we don't get to see what their talent is. But whatever, that's fine. I'm kind of glad that happened, actually, because we don't need defensive end at all anymore. But all right, we're not going to trade up or anything. Oh, we have 2 first still? Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. We pick at number 9 and 19. I might trade one of these away, though. We'll see. Okay, we're not going to trade a first, but we are going to be trading Dwayne Weldon just for cap reasons mostly, but they did want him. A 2nd round pick, pick 41, and pick 50, what? A 5th round pick. We're going to be trading all that for Holmes from the Panthers. I think he had the highest yards per carry this year out of any running back. Yeah, 4.8. My only concern is he hasn't had anywhere close to that before, but let's hope this is the new him. So we have a running back again. I mean, Bijan's still fine. He'll be a really good 2, but I think he would have been a bad 1 this year after regressing even more. But all right, let's get to pick 9. And what should be our priority? Probably O-line still, although I don't think it's fixable, so I'm not going to invest too much in it. But I do want depth for when someone underperforms. I guess I'll just take the DBs I focus scouted. Why not? I mean, the guys we had did well, but let's get overall upgrades. I'm not even going to bother with trading down this year, I don't think. I do want to see, are there any top 5 talent linemen? Any obviously great ones? I don't see one. Cheeks might be. Damian Cheeks. Why is the last name Cheeks so common in Madden? But no, he definitely doesn't look like a top 5 talent. Unless he has like 95 pass blocking. I don't think so. Which he might, but it doesn't look like it. Maddock might be a top 5 talent or close. I think I'm just gonna go with Hardison. He's not supposed to go until 37, but he's gonna be worth this pick. Ranked 5, got him at 9. Hidden dev, sounds good. But pick 19, let's see, I want Simpson. He's supposed to go at 47, and I want, is there a good defensive tackle? Maybe Bryce Johnson. But let's see, I want Simpson, I want Hurd. He's supposed to go at 78, and Spadell, he's supposed to go at 75. Okay, we're good. Let's take Simpson here, 1st round talent. Probably gonna have normal dev, but he's probably a good overall. No, he has hidden. Okay, cool. Rank 12, got him at 19. Sounds good. And then pick 19 in the 2nd round, whatever overall that is. Let's go with Spadell. Ernest Spadell out of Georgia. What a name. Elite strength, pretty good ratings. Not many A's. Not as many A's as you would expect for a 1st round talent, but I guess that elite strength kind of carries his overall. We'll take him. Rank 17, got him at 51, hidden dev. We're having a pretty good final draft class. Let's actually go Lippett, JJ Lippett, ranked 21, got him at 62. And finally, let's go with Tyler Hancock, ranked 13, got him at 73, also hidden dev. What a final draft. But all right, here is how we did in our final draft. It was really good. I'm a little disappointed by some of these overalls. I don't know if I should be, because I guess 12 is usually about a 77. Yeah, that's about right. I'm a little disappointed for some reason, but they're good, especially Hardison, 80 overall. We might have to start him this year. It's kind of risky because we just don't know how he's gonna do. He only gets 1 year, but we'll see. And then I might start Simpson at corner. Depends. The 2 linemen are pretty good though. They'll probably end up being starters by the end of the year because someone's gonna underperform. And then Hancock, he's good too. I also took Tevin Miller, depth linebacker. I also took Chester Hopkins because he had like a spec catch. He has 99 acceleration, 98 speed, 88 spec catch. Pretty good ratings. No hands, but he can make spectacular catches. But this was a pretty good draft class, kind of a quick fall off. There was an 80 overall guard. I did not notice him, but oh well. I guess he would have been better than the guards we took. Eric Dickerson, that's something. But yeah, thankfully this was a pretty good final draft class. We had a good draft class. I'm glad because we needed it. But all right, here is a look at the team heading into year 10, the final season. Back up to a 90 at least. Definitely not finishing this as the highest overall team in the league, but we were for a while. We got our Super Bowl win. We're still going for number 2, so we'll see if we can get it done this year. We have a good QB for, honestly, probably the first time in this rebuild. We're an 18. I don't love that. But yeah, we'll see how Joe Burrow does. He's 37 at this point, but the last time he played a full season, he did very well. The year before that, very, very well. The year before that, maybe the best quarterback season ever, one of them. So we'll see how he does. But this O-line, I know it's gonna suck. It might do better now that we actually have a QB with probably good, ideal sense of pressure. So this is probably gonna be the first time we've had a good O-line. We'll see though. I mean, it's super good on paper, but it just can't get it to play well. So let's hope that finally changes. The defense is only an 88 overall. I feel like it's good though, and it should develop a lot. We do have a lot of older players though. Myles Garrett, Greg Rousseau, Kamari Lassiter, Drew Sanders. Any real life player at this point is very old. Madden's almost 30. Will Johnson is probably like 32. Or no, he's only 30, never mind. But either way, the pass rush should be very, very good this year. Woodard got superstar dev, that's cool, but he's a 3rd now. I don't really trust him to be the starter. I think he could have done it now being a better overall with superstar, like I said, but I don't know. I felt like playing it safe with someone who's actually played well. But all right, let's get to the end of the final year. I'll get to the midseason just to make sure there's nothing going wrong, but there might be. We'll see what happens though. But all right, here we are at the end of year 10. This has been a long one. I'm curious to see how long this video is gonna end up being. It's felt long though, so I hope y'all have enjoyed. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, be sure to subscribe, all that good stuff. Again, massive thank you for 80K. Expect something fun soon. And let me know any other 10-year rebuilds you would want to see down in the comments. Let me know a team that needs it specifically. I don't necessarily like to do rebuilds of already good teams for obvious reasons because they don't need it, but you know what? Actually, I do have a fun series planned. It's gonna take some work, but we'll see. But anyways, here's how the team is looking at the end of the final year. Hardison has X Factor. That was kind of predictable. Although, I don't know, sometimes really good safeties have either normal or star. A lot of them only have star, but Hardison has X Factor. Didn't particularly do that well, but you know what? It's fine. It looks good on paper. The only bench I had to make was I benched Erickson for Wolford. I thought about benching Bradley, but we don't really have anyone to bench him for. But in the final season, year 10, we ended up going 15-2. This is like the 3rd time we've gone 15-2, right? Getting a first round bye once again. Only 3 9-8 teams in the playoffs this year. No teams with a losing record. We'll take that. I mean, 3's still way too many, but sure. Not way too many, but too many. But Joe Burrow, 4,600 yards, 40 touchdowns, 5 picks, 73 completion percentage. Finally, our first good QB year, at least by Madden standards. But Jason Holmes, only 900 yards, but 4.6 per carry, 10 touchdowns. touchdowns. He was really good. Brock Bowers, close to 1,300 yards, 13 touchdowns. Close to 1,200 yards for winners, 8 touchdowns. George Bradley sucked. I might bench him for the playoffs. I probably should. We've had such big issues at left guard for some reason. Everyone we've played there has been horrible, but the rest of the line held up very, very well. Walford was great at left tackle, but 127 tackles for Sanders, 21 TFLs for Rousseau, but 15.5 sacks for Myles Garrett, 11.5 for Jeremy Hall, 11 for Rousseau, and 7.5 for Woodard. I put Woodard as the number 2 rush defensive tackle. Now that I think about it though, I probably should have done that with Myles Garrett with how good he was when we put him at rush defensive tackle, and then just put Woodard as a rush end, but oh well. It was good either way. But let's see, 2 picks for Fox, Johnson, and Madden, and then 1 for 4 different players. So our picks really kind of fell off a cliff, but an okay amount this year, like 10. I've seen worse. But Trevor Lawrence wins MVP on the Giants now. Joe Burrow at 2, we get cucked, but that's fine. It was just a 1-year rental anyways. But he does win Offensive Player of the Year. All right, man. Bowers at number 6. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Will Anderson again. Myles Garrett at number 5. Greg Rousseau at 7. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to a division rival. And we get 2 for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Not that it matters at this point, but still. Simpson at 2, Hardison at 4. It is what it is. We almost didn't win, or almost didn't lose a game in the second half of the year. We were 6-1 at the midseason. Our one loss in the second half was to the 49ers, 27-21 in week 17. I was a little bit worried we would choke, but we definitely did not. Also, almost every team in the AFC East made the playoffs. Almost all of them went exactly 10-7. That's something. But all right, for the final time, let's get into the playoffs. Also, I guess I'll bench Bradley. I don't know who for. We have Flanagan, Erickson, he was bad. Floyd, Spadell. Well, no, Spadell's a starter. Griffin, Lippett. Should I try Lippett? It's risky to start a rookie. I'll try Floyd because he's the highest overall. We'll see how that goes. But all right, let's see who we're going to be taking on in the divisional. It is going to be the it is going to be the Buffalo Bills. I'm too used to seeing the Bills. I think it's us for some reason. Of course, a 10-7 team. Ooh, and by the way, are we back up to the highest overall team? No, not demand release, retire. Are we the highest overall team again? We might be. The Jets are a 91. The Chiefs are only an 86 at this point. The Browns are a 91. That's interesting. But we do have the highest overall team in the league once again. Back up to a 92. We'll take it. But this is our last chance to get a second Super Bowl win in this rebuild. Nothing really left for us to do other than simulate it out and see what happens. Can we beat the Buffalo Bills in the divisional? We do. I am shocked we won that game. I thought for sure that was going to be it. But now we're going to be taking on the Cincinnati Bengals, also a 90 overall, finished 12-5, a little better than the Bills. We had the best offense, but they had the second best, but their defense wasn't amazing. It was mid. We had the best defense in the league. Man, we were close to going 17-0 once again. I think both of our losses were close games. I mean, I don't know about the first one. I'm just guessing. Yeah, it was. It was a field goal game against the Jags of all teams. I love this game. So we only lost by a total of 9 points in our 2 losses. We beat the Chiefs 38-0. We beat the Bengals 38-2 in the regular season. We were destroying teams. There were 7 games we won by double digits. That's wild. So let's hope we get a repeat of what happened during the regular season. Can we move on to the Super Bowl once again? Let's see if we can beat the Bengals. Uh-oh. I don't see the score. I see a Bengals player highlighted. We lose 23-20 to the Bengals. You know what? At least we won the Raiders a Super Bowl earlier. We'll take it.